Hello, Kevin. We can't hear any voice from the video. Kevin, we can't hear your voice.
Again, very interesting. Sorry for today. We're too excited. Just too excited. So good morning. So for all the audience, we are going to use the coming few minutes to set up the stage. Welcome to joining the QS School 2023 debate competition final. The competition will start at 9 o'clock. We will use this a few minutes to set up the stage. For all the audience, please use this time to have a rest. So I would like to invite the coaches and debaters of round one teams raise your hand by pressing the right raise hand button. They are from the Poncook teams and the core field team. So they are from the Poncook team and core field team. Okay, so I'm going to promote you to the stage. Just give me 1 second. I think the core view team as well. I think the core view team, please raise your hand, and then that's I can see you. Okay, core view team, promote to core view team. I think when you're on the stage, could you turn on your video? And then yep. So now I got yes, I got the PC team up. So core view team, can you please raise your hand? Core view team, yes. PC team as well. Okay, PC team promote to the panelist. Yep. And core view team. Core view team, can you please raise your hand? Core view team, core view team's coach is Zana. Core view team's coach is Zana. Core view teams. Let me contact the core view teams. Core view team. Can you call Michael?
Hello,
So,
Kevin.
yes.
I have seen some coffee coach and
I can see some coffee coach, but the name has been changed.
oh, okay.
And then And coffee team is not. Apple, can you hear me? Apple, I promote you to the stage. Could you turn on your video? Apple. No one responds from the coffee teams. Just give me 1 second.
And the Kingsley is on the
Yes,
meeting room.
but he's not the coach
Okay.
according to the name list. Okay, so now we use this time for the to do the test as well. So the coffee team's coach, actually Pongo team's coach is Carrie. Carrie, okay, Carrie, could you we just quickly to do a volume and a voice test? Could you call your teams names one by one? And for the PC teams, can you please say something actually and raise your hand when your name get called? Carrie.
Yeah, so this is a volume check. We have Jay as our first speaker. Jay, you want to say something?
Hello.
Good.
Yeah. We have Aiden as our second speaker. Aiden, go for it. Aiden, your mic's still a bit scuffed, yeah?
Aiden, I can't hear you.
Yeah, again.
Yep. Okay, maybe we go for the next one.
Yeah, cool. Marcus as our third speaker. Go for it, Marcus.
Hi.
Hi,
Yeah.
I can hear you well.
Yeah, perfect. And for our backup, Joey, why don't you give us a shout?
Hi.
Good, Johnny, very good. So, all right, Aiden. Would you say something? Okay, maybe you we can't hear you. Maybe you join in again. Try to join in again. Coffee team. Okay, thank you, Carrie. Okay, you just stay online, everyone. Okay, so we are working on the coffee team. Coffee team. Apple. Kingsley, raise your hand. Okay, Kingsley. Aiden, so quick, you can fix it, please. You can, yeah, fix it in 2 minutes. Fine. Okay, Kingsley, could you turn on your video? Kingsley. Kingsley, can you turn on your video? Kingsley. Let me contact Mike. Sorry, we just take a moment for the coffee team to join in. Yep, coffee teams. Sure. Yes. Coffee team, could you raise your hand? Could you raise your hand? Coffee team, could you raise your hand? Coffee team, could you raise your hand? And when you're on the stage, could you turn on your video? So Apple, Sasha, Apple, Sasha, Could you turn on your video? Yes. Corville, Apple. Could you, yes. And Collie. Kingsley, are you the coach? Okay, could you turn on your video? Nice to meet you, Kingsley. Could you call your team members' names one by one? Let's do a wording test. Kingsley. Could you unmute yourself?
Yep.
Okay, could you call your team's names one by one? And then we do an audio test.
I don't know.
Callie.
Kelly, could you unmute yourself and say something? Okay.
Apple. Say something. Hi.
All right. Apple.
Gracie. You say something. I'm not in the Zoom. Oh, Gracie's not in yet.
Where's Grace?
I don't know. Her Zoom. She's here. Just 1 minute. Her Zoom's not working yet.
All right. Okay. And Sasha as well.
Sasha.
Okay.
Hi.
All right. Marcus, where's okay? So Marcus, will you might say something and then I can hear you? Will you mind unmute yourself? Mark Rose.
Oh, I joined on some.
I'm sorry, will you mind say it?
Sorry, I'll speak for him instead. So Aiden is having a bit of issues with his current link. I'm not sure what's the issue. And when he joins with the current link, there's a bit of issue with his mic. So Marcus gave Aiden his link instead. The consequence of that is actually that Aiden's name is now replaced by Marcus's.
Okay, so I changed the name of Marcus for Aiden's.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Marcus for Aiden, A-I-D-E-N. All right. So now, thank you for all the Pongo teams already. Everyone, you are on the stage. You are on the stage. Just okay. Have your behavior. Okay. So now for Kingsley, you are the coach. As you are the coach for the Corville team. Are your teams all ready?
Gracie, you ready? No, Gracie's not ready yet. Just 1 more minute.
Okay, so I don't think we should wait anymore. So let's kick off the meeting now. So everyone, for all the audience, for all the debaters, will you mind mute yourself and then also turn off your video? And we are going to formally kick off the debating. So before we start this event, I just would like to let everyone know that in order to deliver a quality delivery, we use the webinar. We will use the webinar. So again, for all the debaters, actually both the Corville team and the Corville team and the Pongo team, could you turn off your video and mute yourself? Could you turn off your video and mute yourself? And now I would like to invite all the educators and the MC. Mark is already here. Okay, so I would like to invite all the educators in, and then we will formally kick off the meetings. All right, so now I would like to hand over to our MC, Mark Davison.
Thank you very much, Kevin. And what a beautiful morning it is. You know, that's what happens when we're on technology. There's issues and we just need to deal with it. So I think we've all dealt with it very well. Principal Jan, Director Kevin, adjudicators, teachers, parents, pupils, and most of all, the pupils that are taking part in the debate this morning. I'm so excited to hear what you guys are going to do, and I'm a little bit biased because Point Cook, I'm looking forward to hear what you guys are going to say, but it's really going to be an awesome morning, and I'm really excited to hear what's going to be happening. What I'm going to do just to start off with is just show you a few slides, if you don't mind. I just want to get it sorted. Yep, there we go. And so what we're doing today is obviously the 2023 QS Inter-School Debate Competition. About 2 weeks ago, we had the semi-finals, and you would know if you watched that it was a great competition. And then you guys that are going to take part today, you are obviously in the finals, and there are some fantastic prizes to be won today, and I'm going to have a look at that very soon. So just a few house rules, the competition rules. There are 10 teams from 9 QS campuses taking part. The team awards will be defined by the ranking of the team scores. So the adjudicators are going to score each team's performance, and then the awards are going to be awarded according to that. Each debater, so debaters, very important, you are going to have 3.5 minutes to try and convince the adjudicators and the audience of your opinions about the prompt that you're going to be talking about. That includes your rebuttal. So you've got 3.5 minutes in total to finish everything. What I would also say is that when 3 minutes has passed, I will hold up a paper like this, and I'll just say, whoops, it doesn't always work very nicely, but I'll try and sort it out. I'll just say 30 seconds, and then you know you've got 30 seconds left. And sometimes it can be a little bit confusing while you're talking, and I say 30 seconds, but just don't let that confuse you too much. And then when you've got 10 seconds left, I'll just hold another one up and say 10 seconds. And then you need to really wrap it up, because you're going to have to end within exactly 3.5 minutes. If you end earlier, that's fine, but you just can't go over the time. We also this evening or this morning going to select the best debater from each team. So the adjudicators will come back after they've discussed your performances, and then they will select the best debater for each debating competition for each team. And then there will also be an audience poll. So the audience's voice also counts. It's not just the adjudicators. If we look at the bottom part here, there will also be a teachers exhibition debating team. Now, I am very excited to see what's going to happen there, because teachers, we need to make sure that we don't look silly compared to the debaters that are taking part, because we're supposed to be teaching them how to debate. And if we don't look good enough, that's not going to be very good. Okay, the teachers debating team, you can see who they are on the screen there. And there would also be something very interesting. There's going to be a dialogue with some excellent debaters from last year. I think the debaters were from last year. And then finally, the adjudicators today. So I'm just going to call on each adjudicator just to put their video on very quickly, so that we can just introduce them to you. You know them all. They're very well-known, famous teachers at QS. We've got Miss Yan Chen. She's our principal. Yan, are you there?
Hello, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Yan. Mr. Michael Daly.
Morning, everybody.
There we go. And Michael is also going to be, Mr. Daly is also going to be giving you feedback after every competition or after every debate. And then Mr. Brett Cable, he is not feeling well today, so he's probably not going to greet you because he lost his voice, but he is so committed that he's here. That's commitment. Thank you so much, Brett, for being here today. And then we've got the coaches. You can see the coaches there. I'm not going to ask the coaches to log on now. I'm just going to get them to, before each competition, I'm going to get each coach to just motivate their teams and to get their teams going and get everybody excited in their team. So that is basically what's just the little slideshow that I wanted to show to you. What we're going to do now is I'm going to ask Principal Chen if she wants to share some wise words with the rest of us. She's always got some very wise words to say, so I would like us to listen carefully and take note what she says. Thank you so much, Yen.
Thank you, Mark, and thanks for all the students and the teachers. Yeah. Today, my topic of my speech is opportunities in the AI age. I have a question. Do you know what the current education system current education system can do for people? But more importantly, what can it not do? I want to share my thoughts. You came to QS. Do you know why we are called QS? QS means multiple Qs, such as IQ, EQ, PQ, and SQ. IQ is a love for learning and growth, continually improve the skills and abilities. EQ is the ability to manage emotions, having heart filled with joy, love, and freedom. And the PQ, that's a physical health, a balanced body and mind, full of vitality and energy. SQ, what is a spiritual intelligence, spiritual quotient? Some say that SQ is the ultimate intelligence of humans. People's success depends on IQ and EQ, which in turn depend on SQ. But what is SQ and its role? Let me give you some simple examples. If you find it's hard to control your emotion, feel stressed, or find it's challenging to manage your time and energy, a developed SQ will give you very a strong tolerance, understanding, filled with the love and the inner strength to manage yourself well. Or you know you have very strong potential, but always feel obstacles holding you back. A developed SQ will help you to discover how strong potential you have. We all will create it to overcome these obstacles and return to our strong, wise selves. If you often ponder the purpose of human being, why we come to this world, a developed SQ will let you know this fact that learning well, good job, good income only satisfy our physical need. Human life also requires a development of SQ to discover the truth of life and the universe, bring you a high level of happiness and making you realize the value of the life. But what does this related to the age of AI? You all know about the Industrial Revolution, right? The Industrial Revolution gave people more freedom. It liberates human physical labor. So later we have more time to pursue the other activities such as education, arts, sports, research. What about the AI revolution? It's free our brain, liberating in intellectual labor. So the rapid development of AI is changing our work and lifestyle. Many tasks require high intellectual labor can now be automated. So free us to focus on more meaningful and valuable things. That is to say, it enables the growth of our SQ. So to answer my opening questions, what can and can't the current education system do? It can give us with knowledge and skills, but it fails to sustainably develop our SQ. The key to sustainable happiness, inner growth, and life value. But with the advent of the AI age and the liberation of the intellectual labor, we have the opportunity to develop our SQ, to relieve the mental and the life stress, to enjoy the joy of life, and to manifest the value of our life. And AI has no spirit, no soul. A developed SQ equips us with a soul rich in wisdom, love, energy, and beauty. So we want to be animated by the time along with AI, will create a healthy, more civilized, and hopeful world. So today's debating topic will discuss like how young people discover the life direction or the impact of the AI age on people, or how young people take responsibility in a multicultural context. These all are related to the growth of SQ. So this is not a competition about winning or losing. It's we do good preparation for the growth of our own and the humanity's SQ. Looking forward to your sharing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yan, for those wise words. I love all the cues that we have in our lives, but the SQ is the one that really gives us, I suppose, internal happiness and purpose in our lives. So that was amazing. Thank you. And that's going to be very interesting to see how our debaters use what you've said maybe in their speeches. I would now like to ask the round one teams to turn on their cameras, please. And then I would like to introduce them to you and also the topic. So for round one, the topic is AI making humans less intelligent? What an interesting topic. The teams that are going to be debating this hot topic is QS Point Cook. They will be the affirmative team, and QS Caulfield, they would be the negative team. So we've got in the Point Cook team, we've got Jackie, Aidan, Marcus, and Joey, and the coach is Kerry. And in the Caulfield team, we've got Kelly, Gracie, Apple, Sasha, and their coach is Zaina. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to ask Kerry if you can psych up your team before they start. Give them a little bit of a pep speech, get them going, maybe introduce them each to us. And then after you've done that, we'll call on Zelna to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. On behalf of everyone here today, I'd like to extend warmest of thanks to QS School for hosting today's debate. You know, as an old boy, it's heartwarming to see the school continue its time-honored tradition of inter-campus competition, whether it is through writing or debating as we are now. Yeah, I know regardless of whether today ends in a shiny trophy or nothing, the real winners, as many wise men and women once said, were the friends we made along the way. Without further ado, it is my great honor to introduce my QS Point Cook debating team. For our first speaker, we have Jay, the loud and proud figurehead of Point Cook. Closely following behind is Aidan, who re-emerges from the semi-finals, hopefully with a better mic. And to conclude our case is Wordmaster Marcus, a real Keller of the debate. Raring to go on the sidelines as intellectual, moral, and emotional support, we have Joey. That concludes my introduction, and I'll hand it back to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Kerry. That sounds exciting. Can I ask the coach of the Caulfield team, Zelna, can you introduce your team for us, please?
It's me. It's Kingsley.
Oh, Kingsley.
Yep.
Oh, Kingsley, I
I'm
apologize.
the temporary coach. Good morning, fellow teammates, opposition, and adjudicators. I'm Kingsley, our temporary coach for the Caulfield team, and I've been gifted with the ability to watch our team grow and flourish together, their debating capabilities evolving at a foolish pace. In the first class of debating, nerves had skyrocketed, words could not be found, the simplest of topics seemed to cause utmost difficulty. After I took a break during term 2, I returned in term 3, and I was bewildered at the sight of a full class of confident, well-spoken debaters, debating the most deranged of topics with absolute ease. You've all come so far this year, and you should be very proud of yourselves and what you've achieved so far. One thing I want to say is, this very may as well be the last time you debate for QS in your life. So have fun and don't hold anything back. Yeah. Good luck to you, team, and good luck to Point Cook as well.
Thank you very much, Kingsley. I can just say you still look really young, and for you to be coaching this team is absolutely amazing. Thank you for sounding so confident, and for I'm sure your team is going to do fantastic. That is great. So what I'm going to ask now is if the coaches can turn off the cameras, please. And if the adjudicators, I think they've already turned off the cameras. I'm just going to remind the speakers for each team, you have got 3.5 minutes. After 3 minutes, I will tell you, you've got 30 seconds left. When there's 3 minutes and 20 seconds finished, I'll tell you you've got 10 seconds left, and by then you should be finishing off. That includes your rebuttal. And then after that, we will get the adjudicators to see how you have done with your debating. So we would like to start off with the first member of the Point Cook team. That is Jackie. Are you all ready? Or is it Jay? Yep.
Jay.
Yep. Good. So Jay, when you are ready, your time starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and respected opponents, I stand before you today as the first speaker of the affirmative team to argue that AI is indeed making us less intelligent. In the context of this debate, we should restrict our focus on AI to the current state of technology within our educational systems. As University of Melbourne's Dr. Zeeble and Skeet have pointed out, this primarily involves generative artificial intelligence, which includes platforms like ChatGPT and other extensive language models. These technologies have been rapidly advancing, while educational institutions have been striving to keep pace. Therefore, it is advisable in this discussion to narrow our consideration to generative artificial intelligence, as more groundbreaking AI technologies may be beyond the accessibility of students. Moreover, while academic accomplishments certainly represent one way to gauge intelligence, we believe that relying solely on the straightforward, one-dimensional metric fails to adequately encompass the multifaceted concept of intelligence. As emphasized in the educational module at QS School, it is essential to consider emotional intelligence, or often referred to as EQ, as well as the moral growth and development of students when engaged in this debate. Stepping into my argument, I would like to ask some questions. Is AI really implementable? AI systems are not immune to biases, and they can inadvertently perpetuate stereotypes and misinformation. If schools do not implement rigorous oversight for guidelines for AI usage, these biases can infiltrate the educational process, perpetuating existing prejudices and hindering the goal of fostering critical thinking and open-mindedness in the students. On the other side of the equation, our educational institutions are grappling with their own set of challenges. Our schools, for the most part, are not adequately equipped to embrace the potential of AI integration. Many educators lack the necessary training to leverage AI effectively in the classroom, leading to a disconnect between the technology capabilities and its practical application. Furthermore, the digital divide is a stark reality in many regions. Not all students have equal access to the technology required for AI integration, exacerbating educational disparities. As we move towards an AI-driven future, we risk leaving behind those who cannot access or benefit from these tools, further widening the gap in educational outcomes. This defeats the feasibility of integrating AI into schools all around the globe. In summary, the potential benefits of integrating AI into our educational systems are vast, but the current state of AI in our schools' readiness for this integration is severely underdeveloped. The inevitable friction that arises from this disconnect poses a real threat to our students' education. Before ending, I would like everyone listening to consider this question. Is AI really making us more intelligent when it cannot be implemented into any schools? Thank you for
10
listening.
seconds. That was very good timing. Thank you so much, Jay, for that contribution. We will now move on to the first speaker from the Caulfield team, and that is Kelly.
Hi.
Are you ready, Kelly? There we go. You may begin.
Remember all those sci-fi movies that had AI and computers taking over the world? Remember when people started freaking out because they thought that computer advancements will take their jobs? AI has affected us in different ways, sure, but something AI will never get near to affecting us is the way we think, talk, and communicate with others. AI can bring up some bad habits, but will it ever lead to habits that change we as people? Good morning, peers, adjudicators, and opposing team. My name is Callie, the first speaker of the negative. Me and my team, Gracie, second speaker, and Apple, third speaker, will be passionately arguing why AI does not affect one's intelligence. Gracie will be talking about how AI does not make us less intelligent, instead, only creates laziness, and Apple will be rebutting. Continuing from the start of my speech, when we are talking about intelligence, what do we really mean? Let's unpack this. Intelligence, defined by the Oxford Dictionary, means the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. When you are talking about intelligence, you are actually referring to being smart. Being smart and being intelligent are two completely different things. Stated by thesaurus.com, the difference between intelligent and smart is that smart is used to describe a person who has improved their mind through studying and learning. However, intelligence is used to describe a person who is born with mental sharpness or is naturally good at learning. In the classroom, we are taught general knowledge like algebra, geometry, etc. Although AI may affect how we receive this information, has no effect in how effectively we apply these skills in our learning. For example, if we use AI to generate an essay on renewable energy, this does not affect our ability to use this knowledge later on. Not even our teachers can teach us how to think and apply knowledge. So why do you think a program can? We measure intelligence in the form of IQ. Substituting the IQ as intelligence. According to metafact.io and study.com, it is found that the IQ remains relatively consistent through your life and only decreases due to old age. So this begs the question, can a program really change someone's ability to think? To further add upon this concept, there are different types of intelligence, such as emotional. Do you really think that AI is able to affect how someone communicates with one another and how we build relationships? This is just a mere software that provides us with information. An example showing that AI will never affect how we learn and is that at the start of every QS lesson in Caulfield, we are asked the singular question by our teacher: what is happening in the world? Usually, this will cause the entire class to go silent.
30 seconds.
One or two people recount the events happening around the world. At the end, our teacher would tell us all the major events that shaped that week, and after, he would ask for our interpretation of what has happened. This was an example of something that AI will never teach us: critically thinking. By asking for our analysis and judgment on a certain event, we are forced to connect past knowledge in order to create our own interpretations. Isn't our teacher smart?
That was spot on, Kelly. You finished exactly on time. Well done. Okay, guys, we're going to move on to the point. Cook, second speaker. And Aiden, I believe that's you. I know it says third there, but I think we're using someone else's link. So, Aiden, when you're ready, you may begin.
Good afternoon, esteemed chairperson, ladies and gentlemen. The topic for our debate is if artificial intelligence is making us less intelligent. We, the affirmative team, believe that this statement is undeniably true. As we have stated, academic scores are only one metric in measuring the intelligence of students. The first affirmative speaker has tried to tell you that AI won't affect us in any way. It won't affect our thinking or our brain thoughts. To that I say, yes, it will. AI will start making you lazy and make you slack. It will make you feel like you want to start you'll feel like you want to start using AI for other things like your homework and research. Where's my proof? Well, just listen to my argument. We must also consider the impact AI will have on our future's moral and emotional development. In that regard, when the opposing team states that AI is fundamental to our students' future, we can only imagine a succession of irresponsibility, disrespect, and distruthfulness. How? Well, it's simple. Homework, and for many other older students, research, is designed to be challenging, designed with improvement in mind, and designed to instill respect. For who? Well, those that have dedicated their blood, sweat, and tears to enhance our next generation's full curiosity. Esteemed people like Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, and Rosalind Franklin. Wait, who is Rosalind Franklin? Well, I'm glad you asked. Rosalind Franklin was the woman whose research was crucial in the discovery of the DNA structure, whose work was, how do I best put it, appropriated by others, leaving her nameless and suffering from physical illness. That's a sad reality facing many aspiring scientists, according to Melbourne University head of internal affairs, Michael Sun, who claims that 1 in 3 student submitted work has been plagiarized through AI. Adjudicator Dali and Adjudicator Chen, how would you feel if you were denied an important promotion because Adjudicator Cabell used AI and cheated? I'm sure anger would come first, but then it would be distrust. Distrust in the company who has enabled such undermining of effort and hard work. When this process of research and work becomes condensed in a single click of a button on ChatGPT and other AI, we all fear that the students will be accommodated to a lifestyle where the violation of academic integrity becomes commonplace. Is this really the moral and emotional intelligence we are trying to instill in our future? Where the irresponsibility of the individual is awarded, where respect for our predecessors is openly disregarded through rampant plagiarism, where selfish acts are closely disguised under the act of it's necessary for the future, that openly harms the trust in the institutions aimed to develop children's character. And sir, I leave you with one final question. Are we prepared to let artificial intelligence harm our children's moral and emotional development? Thank you for listening to my speech.
Thank you so much, Aidan, for that argument that you brought forward there. The second speaker for Caulfield, is that you, Apple, or Sasha? Are you the second speaker?
It's Gracie.
Gracie, I've even taught you and it's got Sasha on your screen there. Okay, I thought there was something wrong here. Gracie, when you are ready, you may begin. Thank you.
Good morning, adjudicators, ladies, gentlemen, and opposing team. As the second speaker of the negative team, I will expand on the concept of what AI actually does. I will also speak about how AI will not take away our jobs, but instead enhance the job experience. However, to begin, I will rebut the second speaker of the opposing team. The second speaker has said that AI makes you lazy and snack. But does that make us less intelligent? It may make us lazy, and it may make us do less work, but does it make us less intelligent or ignorant? No. The second affirmative speaker has also stated that students can easily plagiarize all of the work from ChatGPT. Well, even before the application of ChatGPT or any other AI, some teachers already had the application to find or detect any sign of students using AI. Or teachers should have enough experience of seeing students' writing styles or their work styles to mark. Now back to my argument. You see, when we search up the two letters AI, it comes up with reports or comments talking about how the AI side of the technology can cause humans to incline less intelligent mindsets. However, ignorance is not the creation of AI. In fact, this application only initiates idleness. Whenever one utilizes AI, we tend to just think that they are cheating in work, even if the AI can benefit any job, even the job of a young adolescent attending school. This just leads to blaming the society, pulling these accusations of AI producing more unintelligent humans, when simply all it does is compose laziness. Yes, AI may help students achieve the ability to cheat. However, before the AI was created, students should already have the general knowledge or anything they could possibly encounter later on. After all, according to independent.co.uk, lazy people have a higher IQ. So if that is the case, then why are we still assuming that AI is making us less intelligent when it gives humans a trait that gives us a higher IQ? It is not withdrawing one's education. It just allows students to access cheating tools more easily. Then this is when the thought of sluggishness occurs. Students are just simply letting somebody else do their work for them. If we went back a few years where AI wasn't a thing and you made your friend do your work, would that be considered the process of you becoming less intelligent or just you becoming lazy? Like I stated before, one of the core reasons why we think that AI makes us less intelligent is because of the way society has morphed its reputation. When it comes to
30
this,
seconds.
it is just like what people had thought about factories and machines when it was first introduced to the world. People back then used to have the thought that these machines could lead to a whole bunch of unemployment and could lead to the whole economy getting destroyed. However, do you see any signs of people who suffered greatly from that? In fact, we are actually benefiting off machines and factories these days. So wouldn't it be the same with AI? So just to summarize my 8 arguments, AI does not make us less intelligent. It just makes us lazy. And it actually can benefit us. So AI is in fact not creating ignorance. Humans can even learn from it.
Thank you, Sasha. You went a little bit over, but that's fine. I spoke and you just kept on speaking. So you were very passionate about what you were doing. Well done. Right. I'm going to now call on the third speaker from Point Cook, Marcus. Are you there, Marcus?
Hi.
Okay, very good. Marcus, when you're ready, you may begin.
Good morning, adjudicator, chairperson, and fellow debaters. I'm Marcus Zhu, and this morning I'm debating as the third speaker of the affirmative team. Today's debate is that AI is making our students less intelligent, and the affirmative team strongly agrees with this topic. In today's debate, I will rebut the negative team's case, whilst also summing up to my own team's case. What the other speaker is trying to say is that AI will not affect us. But is this really true? Is this really a fact that AI cannot damage us in any possible way? Let me ask you, do you want to sit in front of a computer screen for 24 hours a day, 168 hours every week, doing nothing but staring at a screen? Sure, you could be learning, but most of us show a lack of determination, a lack of self-control. For all many could know, the people in front of the screen could be playing games all day. AI can affect us greatly, not just in laziness, but as well as your level of intelligence, in this case, which we refer to as skill. The other team has also brought up the fact that students can use AI to enhance their work. This is feasible. However, can we really trust the information provided by generative AI, such as ChatGPT? Though not intentional, ChatGPT and other models are culpable of plagiarism, made intentionally worse by the fact that, according to AI itself, being unable to directly check for plagiarism, since I don't have access to external databases on the internet. Do you know what this means? It means that AI doesn't have access to the most recent resources, academic articles, and revisions. And as we have learned from the medieval ages, when it was common assumption that the earth was flat, facts recent are always changing. When researching, it is imperative we always use trustworthy and recent academic articles. Plagiarism. Is it true when even the leading plagiarism and AI checking software, Turnitin developers, publicly admit that its program is unable to distinguish between work produced by AI and those that have run through a grammar checker? We have to question whether this digital infrastructure is actually enough, as the negative speaker claims. Most importantly, however, is that students have always found ways around school-imposed restrictions. Can't access a website? VPN. Don't want to go to school? Feign sickness. And now, don't want to write an essay? ChatGPT. Schools and authorities constraining AI will only introduce a puzzle that students will inevitably break through. To sum up, AI has extremely negative impact on others. Many have tried to control it, yet nothing seems possible. Many of us have tried to use it for creative ideas, but our lack of self-control will always lead to consequences. All of this can only lead to one simple action: to ban AI. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marcus. Good timing there. Right, that brings us to the speaker that's going to bring it home for the Caulfield team. Apple, are you ready for your debate?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Apple. When you are ready, you may begin.
Good morning, fellow adjudicators and speakers. I am Apple, the third speaker of the negative team, and I will be rebutting the affirmative team in this debate. The first speaker stated that AI, such as ChatGPT, will be included in this, but most AI isn't as smart as ChatGPT, with Google AI and all that other AI scoring an IQ score of a 6-year-old. That is why it won't decrease our intelligence if it can't even be as intelligent as us. Schools do have guidelines for AI, if you haven't noticed, and teachers can see if you are using AI because everyone has a different writing style. You also did not state why it decreases intelligence. This is very irrelevant. Your whole speech was irrelevant, and so your whole speech was, well, it doesn't count anymore. If AI was starting to spread to schools and you stated that people wouldn't be able to afford AI and all that other stuff, it would become more accessible, like how sugar and tea have become accessible to the world due to trade. AI is used as a tool, like a wrench or a hammer for a simple task, to make our lives easier. AI integration may be hard for students to learn, but that's why schools are here. People have adapted for generations, and they're still going to adapt. As Gracie said for the second speaker, laziness does not equal low intelligence. Actually, due to studies, laziness actually is a sign of high intelligence. And again, do you think teachers won't recognize the signs of AI? So, and plus, AI will never achieve a consciousness. There are no studies showing that it will, and so anything about that is irrelevant to this. Okay, homework was originally invented as a punishment, and nowadays this pressure is placed onto the shoulders of children. AI will help us learn. Not all homework questions have videos to explain it. That's why if you were to ask AI, it would actually tell you a way to solve it, which would actually teach you a way to self-learn, which is very good for your adulthood. The third speaker said that AI, we said that AI didn't affect us, but we didn't deny that AI does not affect us. Kelly said it in the start of her speech, that AI does affect us.
30
People
seconds.
know how to adapt. The fear of AI has started 300 years ago with a person called Ludd who destroyed machines from the fear that they were going to take his job. And still, 300 years later, people are still afraid of AI and anything that will replace their job. But 300 years and we've adapted. Doesn't that mean anything?
8 seconds.
AI was created to aid us, not to take over everything. Just like how wheels will never replace walking and money cannot be used to buy everything. All of these tools have proven to be a great asset in our lives, but will never replace us. It started 300 years ago and is still going on, but we seem to have forgotten that humans adapt. Machinery taking over minor jobs, such as working in factories, will let us find a job that we actually like, using our physical or creative intelligence to do things that we love. AI is a tool and will never have a human consciousness.
Okay, guys, you need to remember to be conscious of the time, eh? So you're going to have to just cut it a little bit short if your time is running out. But well done to all of you. Well done, Jay, Marcus, Apple. Let me just see there. I know it says Sasha, but I know it's not Sasha. It's Gracie and Aiden and Joey and Kelly. You guys did fantastically well. I really thought this was a tough topic to talk about. And you guys did so well. You argued it so well. It was almost like a boxing match going on there without the actual body punches. But it was really, really well done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hand it over to the adjudicators. They are going to go and check on and discuss your performance there. And I'm going to hand it back to Kevin. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much. Okay, well done. The round one teams. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Ponco team 3, Ponco team and the Caulfield team. So I would like to also thanks for the backup speaker. They are Joey from the Ponco team and Shasha from the Caulfield team. Now it is time for all the audience participation. Your voices count. So your input will contribute to public vote. Let's start the poll now. Okay. Round 1, launch. Okay, the poll should be up. 30 seconds, only 4 questions. Okay, the main purpose of this public vote is to keep our parents, friends busy during the special period. Also to create opportunities to them to engage to the students' activities. So, all right, I can see is some audience already vote. Please continue. Okay, so just have about 20 seconds to go now. Right, please continue. Okay, 10 seconds to go now. Okay, so I do encourage everyone to join in. Okay, all right, the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Okay, the poll is finished. All right. So, all right. So while we are waiting for our educator to do the judgment, and then so I would like to do now. It is the time for a quick 3 minutes break. We use these times to actually prepare for the round 2, debate. So currently we are going to invite all the round 1 teams back to the audience seat. So, okay, so now I will invite all the round 1 team back to the audience seat. Okay, so just so now. While you back to the audience seat, please stay online. The educator will come back to share the comments. In the meantime, I would like to ask round 2 teams, raise your hand. I'm going to promote you to the panelist seat. So they are Essendon teams and Knox City team. They are Essendon team and Knox City team. All right. So for the round 1 team, the Pond Cook and the Caulfield team, please stay online while their educator come back. They will announce the result. Okay, now I would like to invite round 2 teams, raise your hand. We are going to promote you to the panelist. Okay. All right. So very good. Penny, I can see you, and then I would suggest you to change your camera a little bit, and then I can see you chest up. Okay. The same for Roy is the same. Okay. Roy. Now it is the Essendon team and the Knox City team. So when you're on the stage, could everyone turn on your video and unmute yourself? Turn on the video and unmute yourself. Okay. So at the Essendon team's coach is Shanya. Okay, Essendon team coach. I don't see Shanya. Yes, I can see you. Okay, I can't hear you. You might speak loudly.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you very well. So, okay, is all your team here?
Yes, all my people are here.
Okay, will you might call your team's names one by one? And for the Essendon team, when you hear your name, could you say something and also wave your hand?
Sure. So our first speaker is Caitlin.
Here. Yep.
Our second speaker is Ishan.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
And our third speaker is Oscar.
Yeah. Oscar. Yep. Good. Thank you, Shania. Yes, all your team is fresh and smart. Okay. Thank you very much. So now the Knox City team's coach is Charlie. How are you, Charlie?
Yeah, good, thanks. Our first speaker is Roy. Our second speaker is
Roy,
Chirae.
excuse me, Roy, will you mind say something? Roy, could you say a greeting to?
Hi.
Okay, yep.
Second speaker is Chirae.
Yeah.
Chirae.
And our third speaker is Penny.
Thank you very much. Chirae and Roy, would you mind change your camera, the angle, and then let me see all of you chest up like you see me. Yeah, otherwise I only see your head. That is not really smart. Okay, so now I ask round two teams, you can stay, and then now I invite our educator, Michael. Actually, I can see Michael back to the stage. You are ready to give the first comments for the first round, the debating. Okay.
Thank you, Kevin. Wow, what a debate. It's really close. So let me go through each speaker. Firstly, the first speaker for the affirmative, Jay. Great work, Jay. You had sophisticated language. We thought you had a really strong confidence and really great authority. We thought you had a lovely structure to your argument, and it was quite strategic. We were really quite taken by that. So you really started the day with a bang. Well done. The first speaker for the negative from Caulfield was Callie. And Callie, we thought you had really excellent critical thinking. We thought that you had some very good strategies regarding your argument, the whole argument, regarding intelligence versus smarts. Your vocal intonation was very, very colourful, and you were very engaging and authoritative. Also a great way to start your team's performance today. Aidan, the second speaker for the affirmative, we thought you had really excellent emphasis in your voice. We thought you had such commitment and such passion. It was wonderful. Your delivery was so authoritative, and your speech had a wonderful shape and a really good structure. I thought you really integrated your rebuttal very well. We all know how hard that is when the rebuttal sometimes the rebuttal can sound like it's conversational and then it goes into a formal speech. You managed to maintain that same kind of quality. So that was really impressive. Gracie, the second speaker for the negative, you went a little bit over time, but we thought you had some very, very strong arguments. Again, we thought you showed very clever critical thinking. Again, the arguments were very straightforward, very clear. And you gave the great distinction between intelligence and laziness. We thought you addressed the topic in a very strategic and intelligent manner. And we also loved that your argument about teachers knowing students' writing styles. And that should be a warning to everyone out there, okay? Because it's really true, we know. Marcus, the third speaker for the affirmative, we thought you were very articulate and very, very confident. There was a real passion that came through from the Point Cook side. You were very, very, very confident. We think you could even develop that passion even further, okay? But you're on the right track. Your arguments were very solid and well-reasoned. So well done, Marcus. That was lovely work. Apple, again, very, very passionate. You were very combative, which is a great skill, which will take you a long way in life. We thought you attacked the team very well. Your arguments were pretty good. Occasionally you lacked fluidity in your delivery, which happens when you're the third speaker sometimes, and you're speaking a little less off the cuff and less prepared than the first and second speaker. You've got to integrate that rebuttal. It's hard work. So we thought you did very well with that. I cannot tell you this was very, very close, but we have awarded the debate to Point Cook. Well done, everybody. The best speaker for the affirmative is Aidan. Congratulations, Aidan. And the best speaker for the negative was Gracie. Congratulations, Gracie. Great work, everybody. Very, very impressive.
Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you. All right. So now I ask the round two teams, that is the Knox City teams and the Essendon teams. All right. Unmute yourself. And then I invite Mark back, our MC. So yes, Mr. Davidson, I hand over back to you.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Welcome to the second round of the debate, guys. I'm excited to hear what you guys have all got to say, because this topic is Aboriginal studies should be a compulsory subject for all senior students. That's going to be an interesting one. And the teams that are competing here are Essendon, who are going to speak in the affirmative, and Knox City, who are going to be the negative team. And very quickly, you can obviously all see them there, but the Essendon team, Caitlin, Ishan, Oscar, and their coach is Shania. So I'm going to ask Shania if you can maybe just cheer your team on, give them a bit of a pep talk just before they start. Just introduce them very quickly, and if you can do that for us. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, for sure. So I have been honoured with the opportunity to coach the Essendon debating team, who are a group of articulate, passionate and dedicated individuals. Initially together, we embarked on a journey of discourse where ideas and wisdom definitely did emerge. Our team stands united in its commitment to critical thinking, persuasive argumentation and pursuit of truth. Each member brings a unique perspective and expertise, and together we aim to engage, enlighten, and inspire. My team has been working very hard and have been truly committed to this once-in-a-lifetime QS battle. Our first speaker will be Caitlin, who has shown to be hardworking, respectful, and sharp. Our second speaker is Ishan, who is humorous, confident, and integral. And finally, to bring it home for the QS Essendon team will be our third speaker, Oscar, who is definitely switched on, assertive, and passionate. So I'd like to say one final massive good luck to my team. Thank you, have loads of fun, and good luck to the opposing team.
Thank you very much, Shania. That sounds fantastic. I'm looking forward to hearing your team, and they've obviously been coached very well. And now we're looking at the Knox City team of Roy, Sheree, and Penny. And Charlie, you are their coach. So Charlie, if you want to just give a bit of a pep talk to your team, please.
Yeah, I will. So, we love a good controversial topic. I think this topic is quite controversial, quite relevant within the current environment. We probably keep getting stitched up with the worst side, but I think we've done well to prepare. We've put forward some good ideas that should foster some constructive discussion between the two teams. And I think it's important that people sort of explore this idea of Aboriginal studies, especially given the current focus politically on The Voice. And I think it's something that probably has had pretty bad media coverage, and so it's good to think about it from your own perspective and really critically think what your own opinion is on, I guess, the whole whole underrepresentation of Aboriginal people in Australian society. And I think everyone's done well to prepare, and I wish everyone luck.
Thank you very much, Charlie. So there we have it. We've teams, you've been built up, and now we're ready to go. So let's hear from our first speaker from Essendon in the affirmative. Caitlin, are you ready?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. When you're ready, Caitlin, you may begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today, my team and I stand before you to propose that Aboriginal studies should become a mandatory subject for all senior students. Australia's rich tapestry of cultures and histories, largely shaped by its Indigenous people, it's what makes our nation unique. This knowledge embedded in Indigenous studies holds immense value, fostering critical thinking and providing a platform for individuals to educate themselves about the diverse cultures, languages, and traditions of Aboriginal people. First and foremost, introducing Aboriginal studies to senior students enables them to appreciate the profound significance of acknowledging the Indigenous nations that existed long before English colonisation. Understanding the history is vital as our society grows increasingly diverse, equipping future graduates with the skills to navigate this rich tapestry of heritage. Furthermore, the Australian Parliament has announced an upcoming referendum to amend the Constitution, recognising the first people of Australia and establishing an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander voice. Therefore, it is crucial that all citizens, including senior students, have a comprehensive understanding of the historical and societal importance of this referendum. For centuries, Aboriginal cultures, lands, and histories have been marginalised and overlooked. Making Aboriginal studies compulsory allows students to learn about this past and encourages an acknowledgement of historical wrongs. This knowledge is a significant step towards nurturing responsible and well-rounded individuals and fostering a society united by shared values and histories. Were you aware that Aboriginal studies also promote civic engagement? An informed community is a cornerstone of a functioning democracy. Students gain insights into the challenges faced by Indigenous communities, enabling them to actively participate in discussions and decisions affecting these communities. Moreover, our world needs culturally aware and educated individuals. Aboriginal studies instills an appreciation for diverse religions and cultures, cultivating mature and respectful citizens. This knowledge also equips them for future challenges and the political landscape ahead, shaping them into well-mannered and sophisticated individuals. Last, but certainly not least, Aboriginal studies enriches our educational system. Education encompasses more than just equations and formulas. It should also encompass diverse cultures, histories, and stimulate critical thinking. Aboriginal studies encourages students to view the world from a different perspective, broadening their horizons regarding historical narratives. In conclusion, making Aboriginal studies compulsory for senior students is a step towards building a respectful and inclusive society. With its plethora of diverse culture, religions, and histories, students deserve the opportunity to gain a deeper understanding, fostering respect and effective communication with people from various cultural backgrounds. As our world continues to develop and evolve into a more inclusive and diverse place, it is essential that students understand the significance of Aboriginal studies and how it can shape both our future and our present. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Caitlin. That was very good timing as well. Right, we're going to move on to the first speaker in the negative, and that is Roy. Roy, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Roy. Okay, if you are ready, you may begin.
Good morning, judges and fellow audience members. My name is Roy and I'm the first speaker of the negative team arguing that Aboriginal studies should not be a compulsory subject in school. I will be presenting how school subjects are meant to prepare you for the future and how Aboriginal studies is highly complex to be applied in life. Sheree, as the second speaker, will be presenting how there are better ways to incorporate Aboriginal culture in the school curriculum and how there are not many qualified teachers in this area. Penny, as our third speaker, will be summarising our arguments. Now I will be pointing out some obvious flaws in her arguments. The opposition stated that we need the knowledge to appreciate Aboriginal culture. However, there are other ways to appreciate the culture, such as excursions, videos, or ceremonies, such as the smoking ceremony. Now I'll start with my speech. We think school should be a place where students come to learn, develop skills, and prepare themselves for the future. What is the fundamental purpose that schooling serves? Is it to implant views and opinions upon young, impressionable children? No, we don't think so. Schooling serves to allow our youth to find their place in the world, one that hopefully contributes to wider societal goals. Now, we do think that within the craft of education there lies a need for students to gain worldly views, such that in later life they are understanding, sympathetic, and internally constructive, but for something as specific as Aboriginal studies to be mandated as compulsory learning is ultimately unproductive and an inefficient methodology for students to understand the trials and tribulations of the many demographics of people across the world. Our opinion is that Aboriginal studies does have its place within the curriculum of every Australian student, given its importance within our history and the continued suffering that many Aborigines endure. However, this is best placed within a broader array of topics that are complementary of each other and reflective on the injustice that may suffer whilst positioning students to view themselves as highly privileged in their own right. Having said that, we are in favour of some leeway. We think that Aboriginal studies can by itself be an entire subject, given that there's so much to explore and learn regarding the culture and the unfair treatment and suffering that they have gone through in the past 2 centuries. Aboriginal studies may as well be a VCE level subject, one that should be chosen through election by those who are highly interested in such an academic dissection of the traditional owners of our land. Making it compulsory would only lessen the quality of education for those who are genuinely interested in the topic. In summary, schools should primarily foster learning, skill development, and preparation for the future, rather than imposing views on impressionable youths. The goal is to help students understand diverse worldviews and their own privileges. While Aboriginal studies are significant in understanding Australian history and the injustices faced by Aborigines, it should be part of a broader curriculum that addresses various global issues. Although Aboriginal studies could stand alone as a comprehensive subject, making it mandatory might dilute its depth for those who are truly passionate about it. It's best offered as an elective for keen learners. Thank you.
On the spot. Well done, Roy. That was exactly 3.5 minutes. Right, we're now calling on the second speaker from Essendon in the affirmative, Ishan. Ishan, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Thank you. When you're ready, you may begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and fellow debaters, I stand before you today to reinforce the critical importance of incorporating Aboriginal studies into our senior education curriculum. It is not merely an option, it's an imperative. I wholeheartedly endorse the proposition that we should make Aboriginal studies a compulsory subject for seniors, and I aim to further illuminate the reasons why. Firstly, it is essential that we confront the painful historical injustices that Australia's First Nations people have endured for centuries. Discrimination, marginalisation, and mistreatment have left scars on the heart of our nation. Through compulsory Aboriginal studies, we can ensure that all senior students gain a comprehensive understanding of the truth about our country's past. This knowledge is the foundation upon which genuine reconciliation can be built. Moreover, Aboriginal studies isn't just a history lesson, it's an opportunity to foster cultural awareness and appreciation. Australia is a diverse tapestry of cultures, boasting over 250 distinct Aboriginal language groups, each with its own unique tradition and stories. By studying Aboriginal culture, seniors can develop a profound appreciation for this diversity. This appreciation can sow the seeds of respect for our multicultural society, knitting us together in unity. But let's delve deeper into the stereotypes and misconceptions that often persist. Many Australians have limited exposure to Aboriginal culture and are influenced by stereotypes perpetrated by the media. Making Aboriginal studies compulsory allows us to combat this ignorance and prejudice, shaping a more tolerant and informed society. It's about breaking down barriers and encouraging a respectful dialogue between all Australians. Now, consider the economic and social benefits of mandating Aboriginal studies. In an increasingly globalized world, cultural competence is a valuable asset. Graduates who have studied Aboriginal culture will be better equipped to thrive in these diverse environments, be it within Australia or on the international stage. Their unique perspective can enhance their problem-solving abilities and decision-making skills, making them invaluable contributors to our society. Hence, the case for making Aboriginal studies a compulsory senior subject is compelling. It is a matter of historical justice, cultural appreciation, and economic benefit. By mandating the subject, we take a significant stride towards reconciliation, foster a more informed and tolerant society, and equip our students with indispensable skills for the future. Now I'd like to address some potential counterarguments. Some may argue that making Aboriginal studies compulsory could infringe on personal choice or overcrowd the curriculum. To this, I say the importance of understanding our nation's history and fostering a multicultural society far outweighs any inconvenience. While there are concerns about curriculum overcrowding are valid, the inclusion of Aboriginal studies should not be dismissed. Rather, it should be seen as an opportunity to enrich the educational experience promote cultural understanding, and prepare students for an increasingly diverse and interconnected world. It is essential to recognize the integration of Aboriginal studies into our education curriculum not only aligns with the principles of inclusivity, diversity, but also offers numerous educational and social benefits. By thoughtfully integrating Aboriginal studies into the curriculum, educational institutes can address these concerns while advancing the values of inclusivity, diversity, and cultural appreciation. In conclusion, I urge you to support the motion to make Aboriginal studies a compulsory subject for seniors. It's not just an educational matter, it's a moral imperative. It's a step towards a more united, informed, and equitable future for all Australians. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ishan. Great job. Right, we'd like to call on the second speaker from Knox City in the negative. Chire, are you ready?
Good morning. My name is Chire, and I'm the second speaker of the negative team, arguing that there are many other ways to incorporate Aboriginal culture into the Australian curriculum. The second speaker of the affirmative team argued that making Aboriginal studies a compulsory subject will foster cultural awareness and appreciation and a profound appreciation of diversity. We know that these are very similar arguments to the first speaker, to which we have already made our rebuttals. The second speaker, additionally, says that Australians have limited exposure to Aboriginal culture. We think that there are better ways to introduce and construct a more tolerant society than making it a senior level subject to irritate high school students on such a matter. I shall now start on my First and foremost, we must address the fact that there are better ways to incorporate Aboriginal culture into the curriculum without making it a compulsory subject. Forcing students to take a specific course in Aboriginal studies is not the most effective way to achieve this goal. There are many alternative methods for incorporating Aboriginal culture into the curriculum. For example, schools can organize demonstrations of Aboriginal culture, such as smoking ceremonies. These immersive experiences can be powerful tools for fostering appreciation and understanding of traditional Aboriginal spirituality. By forcing students to study Aboriginal studies as a subject may not necessarily lead to the same level of appreciation. It could even create resentment or disinterest among the students who do not wish to connect with the subject. Many students may see the subject as boring and pointless, especially in a non-immersive environment, such as a classroom. In contrast, school immersion trips in traditional Aboriginal communities can be a more meaningful way to introduce students to Indigenous culture. These trips offer students a first-hand experience of living in a community, interacting with Aboriginal people, and learning about their customs and traditions. This hands-on approach is far more effective in promoting cultural understanding and appreciation than sitting in a classroom and memorizing facts. From a realistic perspective, we think that it is highly unlikely that Aboriginal studies can be mandated across every school in Australia. I think the opposition can agree it would only make sense that a person of Aboriginal heritage can be qualified to teach Aboriginal studies, given the nuances and complexities involved in such a subject matter. The realists in us think that there are simply not enough Aboriginal high school teachers to conduct such a nationwide exercise and cannot be realistically implemented within the next decade unless there is a major regulatory reform to encourage expansive training of Aboriginal teachers. In conclusion, Aboriginal studies should not be incorporated into Australian curriculum as a subject that is mandated as compulsory learning. The best way to teach students Aboriginal culture is through alternate and immersive approaches. By doing so, we can introduce a deeper and more genuine appreciation for the rich heritage of Australia's Indigenous people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sheree. That was great. Right, now we've got the third speaker in the affirmative from Essendon. Oscar, you need to bring your team home. So if you are ready, you may begin. Oscar, just unmute yourself. I'll start your time again. Let me just start your time again. Okay, when you just unmute it, you're still muted, I think. There we go. There we go. When you're ready, you can begin.
Womanjeka, I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today and pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. Who are we as Australians? There is more to Australia than just its stunning natural beauty and thriving multicultural society. Currently, there is a significant gap in our education system. The absence of mandated Aboriginal studies in our senior school curriculum that is consistently implemented across the country. It is acknowledged that there have been efforts to promote the inclusion of Indigenous perspectives in education. However, this does not suffice. Negative team, smoking ceremonies do not constitute to Aboriginal studies. According to a report by Reconciliation Australia, in 2020, only 34% of non-Indigenous Australians could correctly answer questions about Aboriginal history and culture. This reveals a significant deficit in knowledge that needs to be addressed. Nelson Mandela famously once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon, which you can use to change the world." By learning about the culture and traditions of Australia's First Nations people, students can develop a profound respect for their fellow citizens, fostering a more harmonious and inclusive society. It is essential that all Australians, including our youth, learn about their history and culture to build a more unified nation. Statistically, there are significant disparities between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians in areas such as health, education, employment, and incarceration rates. By teaching Aboriginal studies, we can empower our future generations with the knowledge and empathy needed to address these inequalities and work towards a fairer society. As Speaker 1 Roy argued, developing a comprehensive curriculum for Aboriginal studies can require additional resources, including specialised teachers, materials, and additional funding. But why not think creatively here? Speaker 2, my teachers have personally successfully integrated an understanding of the history, culture, and contributions of Indigenous peoples, and through carefully considered text selection in the subject English, for example. But how can we guarantee all teachers are affording students this opportunity if it is not compulsory? The inclusion of Aboriginal studies in the Australian curriculum is not just an education enhancement, it's a moral imperative. It is an opportunity to bridge knowledge gaps, foster cultural understanding, address disparities, and preserve a heritage. By embracing this as teachers and learners in the senior school curriculum, we are not enriching our education system, but also take a significant step towards reconciliation and a brighter future for all Australians. To do this effectively, it needs to be mandated. Woman Jekka, thank you.
Thank you very much, Oscar. And to finish off this debate, we've got Penny, who is from the Knox City team in the negative, third speaker to bring your team home. Penny, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Penny, and I'm the third speaker of the negative team. I will be summarizing my team's points and concluding the debate. I will start with my rebuttal. So the opposition has droned on about how compulsory Aboriginal studies will fill the gap in Australia's educational system by helping students learn about culture and traditions, yet have shot down the idea of using smoking ceremonies to do as such. What better way is there to learn about culture than through experiencing the culture itself? They've also said that it's a creative topic. This is not a creative topic. This topic is something that must be realistically implemented to a nationwide scale that is simply not plausible. We believe that school should be a place where students come to learn, develop skills, prepare themselves for the future. What is the fundamental purpose that schooling serves? Is it to implant views and opinions? Or is it... Or no, we don't think so. Schooling serves to allow our youth to find a place in the world, one that hopefully contributes to wider societal goals. Now, I do think that within the craft of education, there lies a need for students to gain worldly news, such that in later life they are understanding, sympathetic, and internally constructive. But for something as specific as Aboriginal studies to be mandated as compulsory learning is ultimately unproductive and an inefficient methodology for students to understand the trials and tribulations of many demographics of people across the world. Our opinion is that Aboriginal studies does have its place within the curriculum of every Australian student, given its importance within our history and the continued suffering that many in Aborigines endure. However, this is best placed within the broader array of topics that are complementary of each other and reflective of the injustice that may suffer while positioning students to view themselves as highly privileged in their own right. Having said that, we are in favour of some leeway. We think that Aboriginal studies can, by itself, be an entire subject given that there is so much to explore and learn regarding their culture and unfair treatment and suffering that they have gone through in the past 2 centuries. Aboriginal studies may as well be a VCE level subject, one that should be chosen through election by those who are highly interested in such an academic dissection of the traditional owners of our land. Making it compulsory would only lessen the quality of education for those who are genuinely interested in the topic. From a realistic perspective, we think that it is highly unlikely that Aboriginal studies can be mandated across every school in Australia. I think the opposition can agree that it would only make sense that a person of Aboriginal heritage can be qualified to teach Aboriginal studies, given the nuances and complexities involved in such a subject matter. The realists in us think that there are simply not enough Aboriginal high school teachers to conduct such a nationwide exercise and could not be realistically implemented within the next decade unless there is major regulatory reform to encourage the expansive training of Aboriginal teachers. In summation, we value Aboriginal studies as a potential subject within any high school curriculum, but the act of enforcing learning of Aboriginal studies, or any subject in that regard, is an injustice to those actually interested in learning. From a practical viewpoint, it is hard to fathom how such mandated learning will ever be implemented, given the complete shortage of Aboriginal teachers now and in the future, unless there are major changes within our society. The whole suggestion that Aboriginal studies should be compulsory is therefore preposterous. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Penny. I can just say to Penny and Sheree and Ashan and let's see, Caitlin, Roy, Oscar, and your 2 coaches, an amazing job. You guys really did very well. And I think a sign of a really good debate is when someone like me, who is still debating whether I agree on the one side or not, is still confused, because you both gave such strong arguments. I thought it was really good. So I'm just very glad tonight or today that I am not an adjudicator. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hand over to the adjudicators. They are going to have 5 minutes. So audience, the adjudicators are going to spend 5 minutes just to tally the scores. And for now, I'm going to hand back to Kevin. Kevin, are you there?
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Essendon team and the Knox City teams. Now it is time for all the audience participation. Your voices count. Your input will contribute to public vote. So let me kick off the poll first. Yes. Poll to launch. Yes. Now the poll is up. So it's a 4 question only. So 30 seconds times. So please tell us, what do you think? Okay, the main purpose of the public vote is to keep our parents and the friends busy during this special period. Also, to create the opportunity for them to engage to the children's activities. So thank you very much for your actually contribution. Okay, I can see that is the contribution is inked. All right. I think for the public audience, I think it's just a few 2 minutes break for the public. So okay, now 5 seconds to go. 5, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. The poll is finished. All right. So now it is time. So I would like to invite the round 2 team back to the audience seat. So the round 2 teams is please state when you in the audience seat, because our educator will come back to give the comments for your debating. Okay. So now I invite round 2 teams back to the audience seat. Okay. I'm also ask the coaches and the debater of the round 3 teams, raise your hand. They are Box Hill team 2, Yarrawari teams, and I'm going to promote you to the panelist. Okay. So All right. So for the round two, so I would, for the round three teams, actually for the round three teams, please raise your hand. For round three teams. Round three teams. So is the Box Hill teams and the Yarra Valley teams. Box Hill team and Yarra Valley teams. So we're going to promote you to the audio test. Okay, so now for everyone going to the on the stage, please turn on your video and comments and audios. Please turn on your audio and comments. All right, so Box Hill team 2's coach is Jordan. Oh, Jordan, nice to see you. I'll rename you. Yes.
Give me 1 sec. I'm not sure why that didn't actually change.
Just give me 1 second. I think I can do it for you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Jordan. So could you? Is your team here?
Have a look. Does look like they're here. Yeah, I think everyone's here.
Can I call your team's name one by one?
Yeah. So we have first speaker. We have Neil. Second speaker Julia, and third speaker Lucas.
Neil Lucas. Could you say something? I can't see you. Lucas. Could
Hello.
you turn on your? Yes. Hi. And Neil. Who is Neil?
Hello.
Okay. And the
And
last
Julia,
one.
second speaker.
Julia. All right. Julia, will you mind say more loudly?
Hello.
Okay. Your voice is a bit low though. Yeah, but yeah, just to pay attention to that. Yeah, your voice is a bit low. All right. So now I'm invite the Yarra Valley teams. The Yarra Valley team's coach. You know, the Yarra Valley team's coach is Alan. So we are trying to work on that Alan. Is Alan on the stage? Okay.
He's not here yet, no. He's
Yeah,
not here yet.
we are trying to bring him to the stage. Yep. So, Alan, all right. So, Alan, could you turn on your video?
There we go. There we are.
Very good, Alan. Nice to see you again. Would you mind call your team's names?
Yes.
One by one.
I shall. So first speaker, we've got Aiden. How are you, Aiden?
Aiden, could you say
Good,
something?
good. Yep.
Yep.
Fantastic. Second for Yarra Valley is Ryan. How you doing, Ryan?
Hello, I'm good.
That's
Very good.
fantastic. And lucky last, we've got Yolanda.
Hello.
Perfect.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Alan. All right. So I formally hand over back to Mr. Davison. Oh, hang on. Before we do that, I can see our educator, Michael, here. So sorry for that. For the Michael, will you mind provide your turns, the comments and the result for the round two?
Thank you. I had to unmute myself. Oops. Okay. Thank you, Kevin. So firstly, the first speaker for the affirmative, we would like to start by saying actually that we are aware that the negative team had a very, very difficult position to argue. So we are kind of aware of that challenge for the negative side. We think you all did pretty well. We thought, Caitlin, you spoke with excellent authority, that your arguments were clear and very well formed. You were very passionate, and you had a lovely pacing in your voice. Your speech had a great structure, and the articulation was excellent. Well done. Roy, you had a lovely introduction. You were very, very well organised and methodical in spelling out your team and the approaches you were going to take, and you responded to that difficult position very, very well. Ishan, we thought, so Ishan was the second speaker for the affirmative. We thought you were very, very articulate. You were passionate about your argument and you addressed the counter arguments very well. That was excellent. Well done. Chirae, you argued your case while showing the importance of Aboriginal studies. I think that was a very respectful thing to do. We just suggest you really continue to develop a little more intonation, a little more passion in your voice. And that's an ongoing skill as speakers that we need to develop. Oscar is the third speaker for the affirmative. We thought you were very good to start with an acknowledgement of country. You had very good arguments and you were very clear in your speaking. Well done. Penny, we thought you had very good authority. You had a good command of the content and you made some good arguments about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander teachers and the importance of those teachers. We felt a little bit that Knox, that you gave a few too many concessions to the other side, that things such as bringing in smoking ceremonies, addressing the curriculum through other subjects was maybe justifying the other side's arguments sometimes. But again, we do want to acknowledge that you had a difficult position to argue. The winner, however, was Essendon. Congratulations, Essendon. And the best speaker for the affirmative was Caitlin. Congratulations, Caitlin. And the best speaker for the negative was Roy. Well done. Congratulations to Caitlin and Roy. Well done.
Thank you very much. So thank you, Michael. All right. So now I formally hand over back to Mr. Davison.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Thanks for that, Michael. Welcome to round 3 of the 2023 debating. And we are welcoming Boxiel team, the affirmative team, and they'll be talking, well, both the teams will be talking about young people today are experiencing a lack of direction in their lives. What an interesting topic. So Boxiel, team 2, they will be the affirmative team. Yarra Valley team, their team will be the negative team. I'm just going to ask the coaches, Jordan, if you can 20 seconds or 25 seconds cheer your team on, if Jordan, so if you could just do that for us, please.
Thank you very much, Mark. Look, it's great to have this opportunity to participate in this debate again. Thank you to my excellent team members to prepare in such short notice, actually, about this debate. And look, I'm really proud of the work that we've done, even though we've only gotten 1 week compared to everyone else's time to prepare for this particular debate. But looking at the progress, look, I'm really confident that you guys will bang out a great debate. And I'm rooting for you guys and kill it.
Thank you, Jordan. I'm sure they're going to be fantastic. Ellen, if you can give your team a few last words of encouragement before we start. Thank you.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I've been watching the other rounds that have come before us. And one thing I can say is they just get better and better every year. And it's cheesy, I know, but it's true. They do. Luckily, though, the Yarra Valley team, I think, is here and ready to compete with that. If our rehearsals are anything to go by, I think you guys have got this. But that being said, good luck to Box Hill as well. Hopefully, we have a great debate today.
Thank you very much, Alan. I'm sure your team are going to be fantastic, or will be fantastic. Just a reminder again, debaters, you've got 3.5 minutes to go, each debater. And after 3 minutes of over, I'll just say 30 seconds. It might interrupt your speech a little bit, but you're just going to have to deal with that. And then 10 seconds before the end of your time, I will say 10 seconds. Please try and end on time. So we're going to start off by calling the first debater from the affirmative team, Boxiel. Neil, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Thank you very much. When you're ready, you may begin.
Hello, judges, audience, and opposition. My name is Neil, and I'm the first speaker for the affirmative team on the debate topic that young people are experiencing a lack of direction in their life. We define young people as people between the ages of 17 and 21. We define lack of direction as unsure of where they want to go in life or what career path they want to choose, and a lack of commitment to a direction which causes them to feel lost as a result. My esteemed teammates are Julia and Lucas, who will further our team's case by introducing new arguments and rebutting the opposition's arguments. We would all love to chase our dreams, but school pushes us into this corner that makes us work hard for a job and a direction in life we may not like. I would first like to point out that more and more people are dropping out of school due to a higher workload, peer pressure, and how the academic system has gotten a lot more tough in the last 5 years alone. A recent study by Educational Weekly has shown that over 1,200 students have dropped out of school, and over 750 of this number have dropped out due to stress caused by the academic workload. Many young people feel like they're constantly being pushed and pulled in different directions. They are told they need to get good grades, go to college, and get a good job. But they also feel pressure to be creative, to follow their dreams, and to make a difference in the world. It can be difficult to know what to do when there are so many conflicting messages. And it can even be more difficult to find a sense of purpose when the school system is so focused on academic achievement and success. As a result, many young people are graduating from high school without a clear idea of what they want to do with their lives. They are lost and confused, and they don't know how to find their own path. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Neil. Right, we've got our first debater for the negative side. Aidan, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. When you're ready, you may begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here to answer one of the most fundamental questions that humans have been struggling with since we first evolved from lower life forms. What is our purpose in life? I will elaborate on how society, and therefore young people's attitudes, are constantly changing. Therefore, the ways of young people are allowed to and should change with it. The reason that older generations might not understand the dreams and lives of young people is because of how different the past is from the present. In other words, we have to recognize that parents or adults grew up in a different era from us, and that might lead to difficulties in understanding what we, as kids, want from our lives. You can't use a parent's brain to understand a child's dream, as a parent might want a child to be successful, while a child would also want to be successful in a different way. That's just not going to work. Something we have to agree on before this debate goes anywhere is the idea that children should be and are different from their parents. In a time where we are drowning in technological change, economical crises, and international disasters such as climate change and social inequality, it is no wonder that young people may appear to be on unconventional paths. But these paths have emerged as a response to the new set of problems that young people have to face. That is a good thing. In the past, older generations had to face challenges like the Cold War, smallpox, and racism. Nowadays, the youth have to tackle things like climate change, social media, and mental health. Those obstacles are worlds apart. Once again, you can't bring 20th century ideas to 21st century problems. In the past, we used to measure success and goals objectively. It used to be that there was a right answer to this question. Go out, get a good job, start a family, make money, and retire happily, like the stereotypical American dream. But now, we have come to realize that our dreams and purposes should go further than that. The definition of success has changed. It's no longer about the individual, but rather about making an impact on other people, leaving behind something more real than the money in your bank account or how many followers you have on social media. This shift in priorities does not indicate a lack of direction, but rather a desire to lead more meaningful lives. One thing we have to recognize is that human beings tend to have this mindset of, if I don't understand it, it's wrong. And it makes sense why people feel that way. But at the end of the day, who's the master of our destiny? It's not you, adults, it's us. Unless you are one of us, you don't get to decide whether or not we have direction. You're automatically disqualified from making that call. As a final word to all young people, you are not lost. You are not directionless. You're simply on a new path, one that has never been seen before. And because it's never been seen before, of course there are going to be some people around you that are not going to believe in it. But remember, at the end of the day, it's not about them or what they think is good for you. It's about what you think is good for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aidan. That was great. The second speaker for the affirmative team, Box Hill Team 2. Julia, are you ready? Julia, you ready?
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. That's great. Are you ready to begin, Julia?
Yes, I'm ready.
Very good. You can begin.
Good morning, adjudicator, opposition, and audience. My name is Julia, and I'm the second speaker for the affirmative team, arguing that young people today are experiencing a lack of direction in their life. I will be discussing how there are more career opportunities now, making it harder for young people to choose their direction, and about how modern distractions leave us no time to think about our possible pathway. Before I move on to my arguments, I would like to rebut the arguments provided by the negative first speaker. They tried to tell you that young people are delaying adulthood because of changes in society, and those things are like racism, social media, mental health, and climate change that the previous generations never dealt with. However, this just supports our point. Society is changing. Young people are stuck, lost, and confused because society has changed, so they have a lack of direction. Also, they try to tell you that young people today are aware of the issues around them, so they are likely to take action and they want to make a change in the world. However, these issues are stressful for young people. The stress will hinder their want to take action. The issues may also distract them from their real career in life. Activism is only the main activity for a few people, like Greta Thunberg, but not for everyone. Now I would like to move on to my arguments. Improvements in technology provide us with more job opportunities and pathways, making it harder for us to choose our direction and giving us false impressions of reality. For example, in the past, women were only permitted to be a hairdresser, a nurse, or a teacher, and were not expected to take another job. Men often took the job their parents had, continuing a family business. So there wasn't much to choose from. But now, due to improvements in technology, many more opportunities have opened up to youth. With the change in social restrictions, anyone can choose any job they wish to pursue. Now it is harder to choose which path to take, as there are so many to choose from. Adding on, information technology may give us false impressions of reality. In a virtual world, it is easy to do anything and to be a winner, making life seem easier than it actually is. So we don't need to work hard to achieve our goals. Therefore, improvements in technology is one of the reasons why young people today are experiencing a lack of direction in their lives. Furthermore, now it is easier than ever before to waste time and not focus on having a direction in life. Computers have brought so many distractions to us, addictive games, social media, and apps that make us waste our time. And how much time is left for us to think about and do our passions? A study by the Common Sense Media conducted in 2022 found that teenagers spent 1 hour and 46 minutes gaming on average daily. Another study done in 2017 by the Royal Children's Hospital, Melbourne, found that people aged 13 to 18 years old spent 43.6 hours on average every week on screen activities. So the pathway hasn't been paid for young people today yet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Julia, you just snuck in on time there. Well done. All right, the second speaker for Yarra Valley is Ryan. Ryan, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Thank you. You may begin.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the negative team is here today and try to fight back against this rather patronizing topic. We stand here as the voice of the youth that we might reclaim some of the credit and respect as a generation to deserve achievements and progress. Be very clear, we are not perfect. Not everyone might have an immediate answer to the question, what do you want to do with your life? But that doesn't mean our generation as a whole doesn't have an answer. We have seen how young people embrace the challenges of their time and rise to the occasion spectacularly, in spite of how difficult it is to make an impact on society in this day and age. My first speaker on the other hand, discuss the reason why there's a disconnect between the young and the old, how there's a burden of young people to prove that they are worthy or that they have found meaning, but the responsibility of the old to understand and empathize with the youth of today. Setting that question aside, it is clear to anyone who's with the next generation that young people have purposes, dreams of their own. We're just not that standing by as our planet is slowly being poisoned through climate change or letting out of touch politicians define our identities. We are taking active roles through political participation, social media, and innovation to redefine the world around us. One thing my first speaker has discussed with greater detail is how the goal has changed. No longer is it about the individual success, but rather everyone's success. We recognize that making an impact is what matters. After all, when people die, who is really going to be remembered? Is it the people with the largest bank accounts? Or is it the people who actually shaped other people's life to look better? Once again, no, because goals have changed, so too have the method. Social media, we are no longer focused to only look up to our elders and those who came before us as role models. Now, we can create our own subcultures on the internet that doesn't need outsiders to come and tell us what to do. It's our own unique identity. And once again, just because you don't understand that identity doesn't make it invalid. We have seen how social media has enabled things such as student climate change strike, or gun control debates in the United States, or given young people heroes to follow, such as AOC, Malala, or Greta Thunberg. These events are examples of real political and social progress, all motivated by young people focusing society to have conversations about these things. It is a reminder that our issues are your issues. At the end of the day, to say that young people have no direction would be to simply ignore everything I've just given to you. It would be to wipe out decades of change, evolution, and progress. So from now on, just remember, respect goes both ways. It's not about respecting your elders, but also respecting your youth. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ryan. That's good timing. Right, we are moving on to the third speaker in the affirmative, and that is Lucas. Lucas, you are going to bring your team home. Are you ready, Lucas?
I'm ready.
Thank you so much. You may begin.
Hello, adjudicators, fellow debaters, and audience. My name is Lucas, and I'm the third speaker for the Box Hill affirmative team. I'll be presenting rebuttals and summarizing our team's arguments. The negative team have tried to persuade you that by saying that teenagers are not losing a sense of direction in life because people like Greta Thunberg or Boyne Slat have achieved their dreams. The negative team has tried to convince you that young people do not have a lack of direction by providing examples of young and successful people such as Malala Yousafzai, which is the reason that these people talked about is because they are exceptions and stand out from the general population. This just supports our statement that most young people don't have a direction in lives and simply look up to others. They've also tried to tell you that young people have a direction in life because they set and they follow their goals. They've tried to tell you that young people set and follow their goals, showing that they have a direction in life. Yes, we can't deny this, but young people do set and follow their goals. However, our point is that a large number of youths are uncertain about their future and future career. Finally, we do not argue that having a lack of direction is bad. We are just stating that some of these young people simply do not have a lack of direction. In conclusion, our team has argued that teenagers are losing a sense of direction in their lives due to academic stress, more career options due to enhanced technology, and many modern distractions. These are all factors that can play a part in preventing teenagers from choosing a clear goal in life. Thank you all very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Lucas. And now to bring the Yarra Valley team home, we have got Yolanda. Yolanda, are you ready?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. When you're ready, you may begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we have discussed a highly controversial question. Is today's youth lacking direction? We have heard from my first speaker on how the older generation's traditions and culture is incompatible with the disparity in culture and time. My second speaker has gone on to talk about how the statement is simply not true. There are many examples of young people coming together to take a stand and to find their voices on important social issues. But before I continue, let's discuss some of the affirmative team's arguments. They have stated that social media as an addiction is causing young people to lose direction in life. However, as our second speaker explored, young people have their own opinions and dreams, and we can see those dreams coming to life on social media platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Not only do they provide young people personal access to their role models so they can emulate them up close, social media has also given young people a gateway into many different careers. People like Shawn Mendes, Halsey, and Bo Burnham are all ordinary young people who became incredibly successful due to social media. These platforms connect young people around the world and give them role models to follow. All in all, this goes to show that young people aren't just addicted to social media, but using it as an opportunity, and most importantly, a proper direction in life that is open to everyone. The affirmative team's first speaker has also talked about the pressure that the education system has put on young people. However, this argument helps us in saying that it is not young people's fault that they have no direction, but the education systems, which was created by the older generation. To conclude, this generation, our generation, is not directionless. At the end of the day, it's really just the older generation projecting their pasts on our futures. Rather than taking a side in this narrow-minded and petty debate, we need to focus on the war that we are fighting together, the struggle for purpose and meaning in this world. As a final message to the young, we need to keep on pushing forward, no matter how many voices try to drag us down. To the old, don't be afraid of the new. Yes, it's strange and uncertain, but only by stepping out of your comfort zone can we truly grow. But to everyone out there, young, old, or in between, what really matters isn't whether or not we succeed, but whether or not we try. And when someone stands up and finds their direction, it's crucial for you to look at that person and give them the credit they deserve, to give us the credit we deserve. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yolanda. And I would like to congratulate Jordan and Ellen for your teams. What a fantastic job they did. And just also to remind the audience that the adjudicators will take 5 minutes now to tally the scores and then come back with some feedback. So thank you very much to these two amazing debating teams that just participated now. I'd like to hand back to Kevin.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Boxhill Team 2 and the Yariwari team. Really good debating. I also would like to thank you for the backup speaker. He's Joshua from Yariwari teams. Now it is time for all the audience participation. Your voices count. Your input will contribute to 2 public vote award. Let's do the poll now. Okay, 30 seconds to go. 3. Yes, the poll is on the stage. 30 seconds to go. We're in the round 3 now, so there are totally 5 rounds of the students competition, plus the 6th one is the teacher debate showcase. So please stay to the end. Please stay to the end. And in the end, we also have the dialogue with the previously, the excellent debaters as a guest speaker. Okay, now please contribute to this poll. Now the last 5 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. Right. So now the poll is finished. It is okay. While we're waiting for our educator back. So now I would like to invite the round 3 team back to the audience seat. But please stay in the audience seat because the educator will give your comments about your debating very soon. So now I invite the round 3 team back to the audience seat. I also would like to invite the coaches and the debaters of round 4 teams raise your hand. So they are Monash City team and Box Hill team 1. We're going to promote you to the panelist. Okay, so for the public, we have about 1 minute's break, and then while we set up the stage for the round 4. Okay, for the Box Hill team 1 and Monash City team, could you raise your hand, both the coaches and the debaters? So once you are on the stage, could you please, once you are on the stage, could you turn on your video, unmute your microphone? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So the Monash City team's coach is Cassandra. Let me see, where is Cassandra? Cassandra just up. Okay. Monash City teams. Okay, when you on the stage, could you turn on your video? Cassandra, are your team here?
Yes, we should have our 3 people. So we have Ben, Cindy, and Melanie. Yeah.
So Ben, will you mind say something as a greeting? Then we'll also.
Hello?
Yes. Cindy?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Cindy?
Hello?
Will you mind unmute yourself? Sorry, will you mind turn on the video?
Oh, I'm checking.
All right. And one more, I think, Cassandra, who is the third?
So Cindy's our 3rd, Melanie is our 2nd.
Melody?
Yeah.
Hang on. Melody, will you mind? Oh, I don't see you. Melody. Melody, will you mind say something?
Hello.
All right. Okay. Good. All right. And then the Box Hill teams, Ellen. Ellen, nice to see you again.
I was here literally 5 seconds ago with a different background and a different name. So it's
yes. Ellen, you might call your team's names one by one.
Well, for our first speaker, we've also got a Cindy of our own. So Cindy, how you going?
Hi.
There we go. Fantastic.
Okay.
Second speaker, I saw her before. I don't know where she is. Oh, there she is. Second speaker is Isha. How you going?
Will you might say something, Isha?
Hi.
All right,
yes.
Perfect. And lucky last, we've got Matthew. Matthew, there you are.
Hi, hello.
Okay, Matthew. All right. So thank you, Isha. Your virtual background seems like not working very well. If in order to working very well, it will be better. Actually, you turn on your reading lamp because the light is from your front instead of well, now it's even worse. I don't know what's wrong with it. All right. So trying to change the light a little bit, and actually the light should come from front instead of back. That's will be better. Now not really, not very good. Okay, the worst case, maybe you just remove the virtual background if that's better. Okay, so now we need to kick off the debating now. I hand over back to Mr. Davidson. Oh, sorry. Oh, allow my mistake. Michael, apologize. Yes, everyone is waiting for you. Michael.
Got a lot of things to juggle there, Kevin. We're
So yeah, let's
Thanks,
welcome
Kevin.
Michael to give the comments for the round 3 team.
Thanks so much. Well done, guys. What a debate. Just fascinating to see young people claim their identities and their sense of where they are in the world, because it is a very different world to what your parents grew up in. So firstly, the first speaker for the affirmative, Neil, we thought you had a very, very solid performance as a first speaker. That was very good. You introduced your team's arguments very clearly. You had wonderful articulation and some lovely intonation. Well done, Neil. The first speaker for the negative, Aidan, you're developing as a really stunning debater. That was a really wonderful performance. We were really struck by how commanding and authoritative you were. We thought you had an excellent strategy and arguing what is a young person's sense of direction. And we thought your gesture was really outstanding. Well done, Aidan. Julia, again, wonderful work here. You clearly showed that you've done some really sound research. We thought you were passionate and clear. You had good rhythm and intonation, and your rebuttal was excellent. Ryan, you had the second speaker for the negative. Again, excellent passion and commitment. Like Aidan before you, had wonderful gesture. The arguments were strong and you were very passionate. Lucas, the third speaker for the affirmative, we thought you were very, very articulate. You had a lovely confidence in your voice. We were aware that you were a little nervous, and that caused you to get lost a few times and to freeze a few times. That's okay. It's part of the deal, and you just keep speaking through it. You keep experiencing that, and you develop strategies to deal with that as you become more experienced. There's nothing you can do. We've just got to go through that. It hurts when we do it, but we just keep going through it. Yolanda, the third speaker for the negative, again, beautiful work. You really tied your team's arguments together. You were confident, you were very strong, and you had some excellent language choices. We thought that you really brought the thread of your team's argument together very well, and that your team had such a coherent argument. And because of that, we have given that to Yarra Valley. Congratulations, Yarra Valley. The best speaker for the affirmative goes to Julia. Congratulations, Julia. And the best speaker for the negative goes to Aidan. Congratulations, Aidan. Well done, guys. That was stunning work. Lovely.
Thank you, Michael. It's a really good debating, and we are looking forward to this round. So I formally hand over back to Mr. Davison.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Welcome to round 4, guys. The topic is AI making humans less intelligent? Looking forward to a very good debate. We've got our teams from Monash City, who would be the affirmative team, and Box Hill Team 1, the negative team. So we're just going to give each of the coaches about 20 or 30 seconds just to psych their teams up before they start. So Cassandra, can I ask you just to speak to the Monash City team to give them a bit of last minute advice? Thank you.
Yes, so along with that last minute advice, a big thank you to Ben for jumping in as our first speaker, because we had a little bit of an issue with our original first speaker who became too unwell to speak. So big thank you to Ben. To our team, good luck. You guys have worked really hard and I have full faith in you. And to the Box Hill team as well, all the very best. And I hope you guys enjoy your debate.
Thank you very much, Cassandra. And Ellen, a few last wise words from you, please.
Yes, thank you very much, Mark. To my Box Hill team, I've been hyping up this competition ever since like term 1. And now we're here on sort of this is the doorstep. This is the apex of it all. So I have no advice to you left. We've done the rehearsals. We've done everything. Just enjoy it. Have some fun. Get out there.
Thank you very much, Ellen. Right, guys, we are ready to begin round 4. And I'm going to ask Ben, and thank you so much, Ben, for standing in at such short notice. I'm sure you're going to be fantastic. So, Ben, if you're ready, you may begin.
Good morning, fellow debaters, adjudicators, and audience members. The topic for our debate today is whether AI is making humans less intelligent. We, the affirmative team, believe this is to be undoubtedly true. For the purpose of this debate, we have defined the topic to mean that AI is not reducing our current intelligence capacity, but restricting our ability to grow and learn. The process of growing and learning is vital for human intelligence. However, AI is not allowing us to do so. As the first speaker, I will show how AI is limiting the flourishing of social skills, essential for human growth and development. Our second speaker will speak to you about how AI is disencouraging innate human creativity and imagination. Our third speaker will acknowledge the overall reliance on sometimes questionable AI and summing up our team's argument and rebutting the negative teams. Let us consider the fact that AI is eroding our interpersonal skills. When we spend more time through screens, we are losing vital face-to-face interactions. Social skills are crucial to human well-being as it develops a sense of empathy and emotion. Interpersonal relationship skills are the key to human well-being. AI not only leads to social inability, however, it can also cause severe health issues. Social de-skilling comes into play when we lose the ability to communicate to each other because of AI's terrifying issues. Featured in the Monash University Lens 2019, Professor Mark A. stated one of the most potential challenges raised by AI is the threat of social de-skilling. This clearly puts us on a one-sided perspective. AI is clearly making us less socially intelligent. Moreover, AI lacks its ability to exert genuine emotions. With increased reliance on AI in the employment screening sector, employees and employers are unable to gain social intelligence from the interactions between keen employees and curious employers, eager to gain social awareness of their potential candidates. Emotional social intelligence is an array of interrelated and emotional and social competence. With the rise of AI, humans cannot reach these social competencies, and we have become less intelligent than our true potential.
Thirty seconds. Are you finished with that, Ben?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That is fantastic. Thank you for that, Ben. And now we're going to invite the first speaker from the Box Heel Team 1, Cindy, to get ready. Cindy, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Thank you very much. You may begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's quite clear that AI is a bit of a buzzword nowadays. And because of how exciting all of this is, it's worth reminding people that artificial intelligence is fundamentally just a tool, made to help us in solving intricate problems and optimizing tasks. And just like any other tool, its effectiveness lies in how we use it. Think about how calculators enhanced our mathematical abilities rather than lessening them. Similarly, AI provides us with advanced analytics, pattern recognition, and data processing, allowing us to focus on more important tasks. There are two ways in which AI can do this. One is that AI will replace the boring everyday tasks, and another is that it can act as a teaching material itself. As an example, let's consider the skill of making fire. In ancient times, fire was a valuable source of life, and arguably the scientific development that has created literally everything we know today. But how many of you, sitting in the audience, could go out into the middle of the woods and actually start fire out of sticks and stone? Probably very few, unless you've had very special training. This is because starting a fire is not a skill we value in society anymore, because we have lighters and other ways of creating heat. And remember, creating fire used to be a matter of life and death. 2,000 years ago,
If you couldn't make a fire at night, you died. But technology has moved us beyond that way of life, in the same way that AI will move us beyond our current way of life. What I'm trying to say is that AI is not removing skills from our knowledge, but changing our perspective on which skills that are valuable. Second, AI can also actually act as teacher and force the instruction of humans. Consider the game of chess. Chessbots serve as a valuable tool that enhances human intelligence and improves players' understanding and practice of the game. Chessbots, renowned for their knowledge of the game and strategies, have not only challenged, but also educated human players. They offer a unique opportunity for chess enthusiasts to study and learn from the gameplay. Almost all chess players actively use chess AIs as training partners because they understand that AI can see and catch mistakes that they can't. This trend in chess is just one example of how AI is a complement to human learning, not a replacement. Over the last decade, AI has emerged as a beacon, not a
30
shadow,
seconds.
that illuminates our path towards greater intellectual standards. These real-world examples that I have discussed, as well as the ones my team will discuss, show that AI isn't eroding our brains. It's the key to moving towards a more innovative future. Just as our ancestors once harnessed fire to conquer darkness, we must harness AI to conquer our ignorance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cindy. That was spot on time. And now we are going to call on Melanie, the second speaker for the Monash City team. Melanie, are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. You may begin.
Good morning, adjudicators, spectators, and other individual debaters. Today, I will be addressing the topic of how AI is causing humans to become less intelligent. Initially, we all think that AI helps us with everything, work, school, and even our jobs now. But have we ever thought that it could cause us to become lazier, less creative, and less imaginative? AI may even cease into taking over some aspects to our natural human creativity. As the first debater of the negative team has informed us that artificial intelligence is just a tool. Well, it is more. It can write stories for us, and it can solve math problems for us, as you had mentioned. Because we have this as just a tool, why do we need to go to school anymore? Over the years, technology has come to an advancement where artificial intelligence can now do our work for us, especially the well-known AI platform, ChatGPT. As far as research has taken us, it is said that at the end of the year 2022, over 17% of the Stanford University students used ChatGPT to cheat on their work. As cheating with this artificial platform has grown into such a concern, since it affects our brains for motivation of doing our own work. Just because we get the advantage of using technology like this does not mean we should allow it to take up our brain space, where we no longer need to use our manual creativity. Although we believe that AI helps us do our work more efficiently and momentarily, it should not prevent us from our natural intelligence. As a result, even if AI can take over the human intelligence of today, as it keeps advancing, it may by the year of 2035, and that is to my argument. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Melanie. And we're now going to call on Ishwan from Box Hill, second speaker. Ishwan, are you ready?
Yeah.
Thank you. You may be.
Thank you, adjudicator, chairperson, and audience. As the second negative speaker, I urge you to consider the vast potential of artificial intelligence to revolutionize our world. After all, AI is a powerful aid to enhance human life. With AI, we can make more informed decisions, develop more innovative solutions, and create a better future for ourselves and generations to come. One thing's for sure though, humans are the original, the unedited copy. And if current scientists are to be believed, AI will never replace the human minds in complexity, in creation, and imagination. As the affirmative side has stated, we are at a risk of overusing AIs, and this could therefore lead to the decline of human intelligence. But that risk comes down to humans. After all, humans were the ones who created AI. However, something the negative team has tried to stress throughout this whole debate is that AI by itself is just a tool. Yes, it's one of the most exciting and complicated tools we've ever created. But at the end of the day, AI cannot replicate the human experience, no matter how advanced the technology may become. Humans can think outside of the box, make decisions based on personal experiences and emotions. AI, on the other hand, can only operate within the confines of its programming, nor does it have the ability to dream, the ability to envision, the ability to truly invent. And even if AI one day becomes intelligent enough to copy these tasks, would you even want AI to do them in the first place? In a similar vein to what my first speaker said, it can also be argued that the rise of AI in the workforce will lead to a more fulfilling and purpose-driven society. As technology takes over everyday tasks, humans will have the opportunity to focus on personal growth and exploration, leading to a greater understanding of ourselves and the world around us. This shift has the potential to create a society that can focus on creativity, self-improvement, and above all else, human connection. Imagine an office. If there was only one worker, that one person would be responsible for literally everything, running the business, paying taxes, cleaning, and interacting with clients. So how do you fix this? By getting help. It's the same thing with AI. By letting AI handle the more routine tasks, humanity will be free to explore things only humanity can explore. The irony of it all is that AI might end up liberating the human mind instead of replacing it. We all need to realize that AI will never replace humans unless we let it. We should embrace the opportunities that AI offers while also acknowledging the unique strengths and skills of humanity. AI is the gateway to a different type of intelligence, not the end of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ishuan. That was great. Very good timing as well. And we now like to call on the third speaker for the Monash City team in the affirmative, Cindy. Cindy, are you ready?
Yeah. Hello.
Thank you very much. You begin.
Hello, adjudicators and fellow debaters. Whilst the previous speaker had a valid point, AI has already begun to replace humans in mundane jobs. These jobs may be boring, simple tasks, yet they were essential to society, but now robots have started to do it. Also, AI is not always truthful. It can provide misinformation and feed us lies. Humans always believing in AI is similar to how your parents would always believe anything they see on Facebook. ABC News has shared a story of how in a legal case, a lawyer used ChatGPT to research for information, yet several of the cases actually happened to be completely made up and fabricated by artificial intelligence. This caused the lawyer to lose the case. Since we have been started to being fed false information, it is in fact making us dumber because we are lacking truthful knowledge and information. The first speaker also stated that AI is reducing our social skills, and the second speaker said that AI is making us lazy and creative. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Cindy. And now we're going to call on Natalie, or sorry, not Natalie, Matthew, to bring your team home. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As the third negative speaker, I'll be rebutting the affirmative team's arguments and concluding this debate as a whole. The affirmative team has attempted to argue that AI hinders our ability to communicate and socialize, making tasks too easy. However, this isn't always true, as what you also must account for is how AI really does these tasks. AI uses search results and common answers to questions as responses, not actual information. AI doesn't cross-check and structure essays like humans do. Even the most reliable AI bots, such as ChatGPT, as they mentioned, don't give us definite and factual answers and will not for many decades. Rather, it either makes up information in most cases. To be very clear, like my team has also stated, AI will be capable of doing very certain tasks with high efficiency in the same way that books can give lots of information about one singular topic. But in the same way a book can't tell you everything, AI cannot complete tasks that require emotional intelligence. As our second speaker also addressed, AI takes care of a lot of the simple, boring tasks in life, allowing us to focus on more important things, such as socializing, and in no way hindering our communication skills. But now, onto my own point. For a moment, I want you to think about where your mind is. Logically, it's in your head, right? Wrong. That's where your brain is. Your mind is much larger, compiled of not just things in your physical body, but items such as books, phones, and notes that help you remember things and complete tasks daily, computers that help you communicate non-verbally over long distances, and even the brains of others, allowing you to open up a portal into someone else's thoughts by simply asking. AI is no different and allows you to do pretty much the same, acting as yet another extension of the mind. In other words, AI doesn't make us less intelligent. If anything, it's the opposite. As our first speaker also addressed, its effectiveness lies in how we use it, and we must use it in its intended way. AI provides opportunities for us to expand as another tool in our digital toolkit. But as Richard Feynman once said, to every man is the key to heaven. That same key opens the gates to hell. We need to use AI in the right way and not lazily abuse it. Even if one day we might reach the singularity, the day where AI will surpass human intelligence, we should use it to our advantage, but not using it to replace us or do our tasks for us, but to help us complete tasks more conveniently instead. If we always rely on it to fully do our tasks in incorrect ways, then of course it will prevent us from growing, but that is not its intended use. AI is far from making us less intelligent. If anything, it's providing more possibilities for us to revolutionize computer-generated interactions and change our world for the better. In the end, I think the idea, mainly at the heart of this debate, is consequences. What consequences will humanity incur if we abuse the power given to us? And what consequences will we incur if we grow without caution? Just as Benjamin Franklin in the 19th century captured lightning in a bottle, we've captured life in a computer. The question that we now have to face is, how do we pass our species' greatest gift to our children of metal and rock? That, of course, being our intelligence. But one thing is clear. No matter how we answer that question, mankind is here to stay. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Matthew. Spot on time. I'd like to congratulate Monash City, Cassandra, your team, and Box Hill 1, Alan, your team. Great job. I think they really did very well, and I'm glad I'm not an adjudicator right now. So just to remind the audience, the adjudicators will take 5 minutes just to tally up the scores, and also that there will be a teachers team exhibition debating, and there's be some guest students dialogue after the students debating competition is over. So please remain for that. And then Kevin, I'm going to call on you to carry on, please.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you both from Monash City teams and Box Hill teams. What a great debate. So now I would like to actually thank you for the backup debater is Damon and Natalie. Thank you. Okay, so now it is time for all the audience participation, so your voices count. So your inputs will contribute to the 2 public vote awards. So let me bring out the vote. Okay, round 4, launch. Okay, 30 seconds to go. All right, it's a 4 question. So I would suggest I will invite everyone to participate to vote for your teams. And again, so this is the 4th round. We have a final round for the students debate for the next round. And after that, we will be exciting. The number 6 round is a teacher showcase, is a showcase debate demo. And I note Ellen will be there. All right, so now 5 seconds to go for the poll. So I invite everyone to join in. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. Okay, so the poll is ending. All right, since Michael is here, I can see it. So you're doing great job. Michael, you come back so early. Michael, I hand over to you to give the comments now.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Guys, again, well done. The quality of thought that is going on today is just remarkable, and the quality of the arguments that we're hearing are really good. So, firstly, Ben, congratulations for stepping in at the last minute. No one ever wants to do that, so you did a beautiful job. You had a great introduction. You had a really measured and calm pace, which was wonderful. And just make sure you work in a conclusion. You know, you're probably getting used to the text though, just so that your voice shows that you finished your arguments. Okay, but beautiful work, Ben, and congratulations. Cindy, the first speaker for the negative, we thought you had some really lovely arguments. You were confident, you were articulate, and you used emphasis so well. Your structure was lovely, and you were commanding yet measured. That was lovely work, Cindy. Congratulations. The second speaker for the affirmative, Melanie, we thought you had a really lovely, coherent speech and with some very, very good pacing. We thought your arguments were very, very good. And we just encourage you to keep developing that power and that authority. And don't be afraid to make a strong statement with your voice. Ishwan, again, lovely authority. We thought that your pace was so measured and that you used pauses very, very well. We thought that you had some incredibly intelligent thinking. Well done, Ishwan. Cindy, the third speaker for the affirmative, we thought you had a lovely, commanding quality in your speech. We would just encourage you to take advantage of the 3.5 minutes so you fully develop your team's arguments and tie them together, and that you take the time to rebut as well. So do take advantage of all that time. Matthew, not only did you introduce very clever arguments, you were passionate and you were commanding, and you had really excellent gesture. The winner of today's debate is Box Hill, the negative. Congratulations, Box Hill. And the best speaker for the affirmative goes to Melanie. Congratulations, Melanie. The best speaker for the negative goes to Ishwan. Well done. Congratulations, guys, and congratulations to the best speakers as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. All right. Michael can have a bit of a rest now. Where I call on about 2 minutes break. So we use these times to set up the stage. Now, I would like to invite the round 5 teams. Raise your hand. They are Preston team and the Bayside teams. We're going to promote you to the panelist. All right. And actually, thank you again for the Monash City team and Box Hill team. Thank you for your good performance. Yeah. All right. So now we are promoting the round 5 team back to round 5 teams. Go to the stage. All right. When you're on the stage, could you turn on your video and turn on your microphone? And we are going to do a quick audio check. Again. When you're on the stage, and then could you turn on your video and unmute your microphone? So the Preston team, so let me see. So the Preston team's coach is Dian. Dian, Dylan, how are you?
I'm all right, how are you?
I'm good, Dylan, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Yes, we might call on your teams one by one, and then when your names get called, and then for the debaters, please greeting to the public and also wave your hand. Dylan.
Yeah, so for our first speaker, we have Joy.
Joy.
For
Joy,
the second
Joy,
speaker,
sorry, Joy, please say something. I need to make sure your audio is right.
Hello.
Very good.
yeah, for our second speaker, we have Annie.
Hi.
And our third and final speaker is Murphy.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, very good. So now, okay, thank you, Dylan. Now I would like to say, so everyone, I would like to share with you, you are on the stage now and actually in YouTube as well. Okay, so now I would like to see Adam. Woo. Adam, first time I see you here. Welcome to this platform. All right. So Adam, will you might call your team one by one? Kim's name, one by one.
Yep, so up first we have Ray.
Hello.
And second we have Joshua.
Hello.
Okay,
And
Joshua.
thirdly we have Charles.
Hello.
All right.
Is this working?
Yep, it's work. All right. So I'm asking everyone. Yes, you can keep on. Okay. Thank you. So I formally hand over to our MC, Mr. Davidson.
Thank you very much, Kevin, and welcome round 5 participants and coaches. The topic, Aboriginal studies should be a compulsory subject for all senior students. And I love the backgrounds that you guys have designed. And what I'm going to do is just ask Dylan. Dylan, if you can just give a last few words of wisdom to your team, just 20, 30 seconds maybe.
Yeah, of course. So my team, Joy, Annie, and Murphy, we've worked extremely hard over the past few weeks preparing for these grand finals. The team has been nothing but a delight and joy to work with, no pun intended. Yeah, but I have no doubt that these guys will do extremely fine and make themselves all proud.
Thank you very much, Dylan. I'm sure they're going to be fantastic. Adam, if you don't mind just saying the last few words to your team, please.
Yeah, sure. So guys, Ray, Joshua and Charles, you have also worked on this quite extensively as well. And just to get your ideas out and try your best. That's all you can do. Good luck.
Thanks very much, Adam. And I'm sure you coaches have done an amazing job. So thank you to you guys as well. Okay, we are ready to begin with round 5. So Joy, are you ready?
Yep.
Thank you very much, Joy. You may begin.
Good morning, Chairperson, opposition speakers, and audience. I am the first speaker of the affirmative team for the topic, should Aboriginal studies be compulsory for senior students? We define the topic as implementing Aboriginal studies as a subject into the Australian curriculum for years 11 and 12. I, as the affirmative team's first speaker, will be talking about how Aboriginal studies will shape our understanding of our history and our culture, and how, by learning and studying this topic, it will also come in politically when in a referendum or an election, we will be able to make better educated decisions and well-chosen developments. Our second speaker will be talking about the emotional maturity of older students and how Aboriginal studies can aid us in making reparations when voting. Our third speaker will be rebutting the opposition's evident shortcomings in their arguments, leaving you with no doubt that Aboriginal studies should be compulsory for all senior students in Australia. Our model is to have Aboriginal studies in the Australian curriculum for years 11 and 12, to study every second week before their exam period begins. Now onto my arguments. Learning about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander culture and history will aid us in shaping our nation's understanding of our past and identity. This subject will help unlock many ways to connect with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. The history of Indigenous Australia predates European settlement by thousands of years, and their contribution to our culture, traditions, and land management is undeniable. Compulsory Aboriginal studies hold immense significance in the context of informed decision-making, especially when it comes to voting in referendums. When we understand the historical and cultural perspectives of Indigenous rights and recognition, this knowledge empowers all Australian citizens to make well-informed decisions that not only reflect on a deeper understanding of the issues at hand, but also promote justice and inclusivity. In conclusion, by making Aboriginal studies compulsory, we ensure that our vote is prepared to engage with and vote on matters that significantly affect the lives of Indigenous communities, ultimately fostering a more inclusive and responsive democratic process. By making Aboriginal studies compulsory, we can also ensure that future generations are well informed about this critical aspect of our national society. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joy. And we would like to call on the first speaker on the negative side, Ray from Bayside. Ray, are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Ray. You may begin.
Rebutting the first speaker's argument, this may be the case that students will get a deeper understanding of Aboriginal culture or history, but students should have the freedom to choose which subject they're and passionate about, rather than being forced to study Aboriginal studies and learn a culture or history that they aren't even interested in. This will result in boredom, and instead of having a deeper understanding of history and culture, they'll start to hate the subject. Aboriginal studies are also extracurricular in most schools, so it's unnecessary to make them compulsory. Making Aboriginal studies compulsory might place an additional burden on teachers in schools who may not necessarily have resources or expertise to teach the subject effectively, resulting in misunderstandings. Now on to my speech. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our negative Bayside team will be debating on the critical topic: should Aboriginal studies be a compulsory subject for all senior students? Aboriginal studies should most definitely not happen for numerous reasons. I'm the first speaker, Ray, who will be talking about how having Aboriginal studies in senior schools will result in curriculum overload. The second speaker, Josh, will be talking about how students should have a choice on what to study. The third speaker, Charles, will be wrapping it up. Our definition of should Aboriginal studies be a compulsory subject for all senior students is educating 16 years old and up about Aboriginal culture and knowledge should be a necessary topic to do in Australia. One of many reasons Aboriginal studies should not be compulsory in senior years is because it will overload the curriculum. It risks overwhelming students, limiting their choices, and imposing undue stress on their already demanding academic lives. Senior students have so much going on with VCE coming up. Do they really need another subject to stress them out even more? If Aboriginal studies become compulsory for senior years, they will also have less of a choice to do the subjects they love, which will have a huge negative impact as they cannot practice or learn things that will help them in the future, such as jobs. Curriculum overload will also result in tired, stressed out students, which will likely lead to even more health problems physically and mentally. On average across Australia, around 53% of the curriculum in lower secondary school education is devoted to 4 subjects: reading, writing, and literature, which consists of 15%, mathematics, which consists of 12%, science, which is also 12%, and other languages, which is also 12%. The remaining time is distributed amongst other compulsory curriculums, such as sport, art, humanities, music, and drama for 38%, and the last 9 consists of flexible compulsory topics, such as. Take a moment to let that sink in. With this extensive range of subjects, adding Aboriginal studies as a compulsory subject may further strain both students and teachers. Do you really want to start pressuring not only students, but also teachers by making Aboriginal studies compulsory? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ray. That was great. And we would now like to call on Annie, the second speaker for Preston's affirmative team. Annie, are you ready?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You may begin.
Good afternoon, Chairperson, Opposition and audience. I'm the second speaker representing the affirmative team on the topic of whether Aboriginal studies should be a compulsory subject for all senior students. I will highlight 2 main reasons for our view: why senior students are well suited for this subject and how it contributes to addressing historical injustices. Before I state my points, I would like to oppose a statement said by the negative team. Your first speaker, Ray, has stated that Aboriginal studies can result in curriculum overload. Rather than taking on more subjects, you can integrate Aboriginal studies into other subjects, for examples with history, geography, or social studies. This way, students can learn about Indigenous culture without feeling overwhelmed by an entirely new subject. Now onto my points. First, Senior students are more emotionally mature and ready to engage deeply with Aboriginal studies. Senior students are at a stage where they can handle complex and sensitive discussions about Indigenous cultures, history, and issues. Their emotional intelligence allows them to empathise with marginalised communities and analyse the impact of past actions. This has got to do with brain development at this age. The limbic system is the part of the brain involved in our behavioural and emotional responses. It starts to develop at ages 10 to 12. During typical ages of puberty, hormones disrupt the normal functioning of the limbic system, which can create mood swings. During ages of 17 to 18, puberty begins to end and the limbic system starts to stabilise and mature further. Making Aboriginal studies mandatory at this stage empowers them to become socially responsible citizens who can contribute to reconciliation efforts. Second, introducing Aboriginal studies in the curriculum is a step towards addressing historical injustices. For centuries, Indigenous cultures were suppressed, lands taken, and voices silenced. Mandatory Aboriginal studies provide an opportunity for our education system and society to acknowledge this painful history, express remorse, and take further steps towards rectification. Learning about their culture and struggles instills a sense of responsibility in our senior students to fight inequality and advocate for justice. Our model is to have Aboriginal studies in the Australian curriculum for years 11 to 12. These students will have one period of Aboriginal studies every fortnight before the exam period begins. In conclusion, making Aboriginal studies compulsory isn't just about the curriculum. It's a moral and social justice imperative. Senior students' emotional maturity makes them ideal candidates to engage with this subject, further allowing for empathy and understanding. It also acknowledges historical wrongs and actively works towards reconciliation.
2 seconds.
Let's seize this opportunity to equip our seniors with knowledge and empathy for a more inclusive and equitable future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Annie. Right, we would like to call on Joshua now, the second speaker for Bayside in the negative. Joshua, are you ready?
Yep.
Thank you. You may begin.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. I would like to begin by challenging the points made by the affirmative team. While learning Aboriginal studies is important, forcing it as a compulsory subject will not create a genuine and sincere understanding of the culture and history of what has happened. It instead may create a superficial and apathetic understanding. I am not saying that Aboriginal studies is not important. Aboriginal studies and awareness can still be achieved by other means without making a compulsory subject. Making a compulsory subject is not the most effective way. It can also be achieved through dialogue, meaningful engagement, or integrated into existing subjects like history. This will help build a more meaningful reconciliation about what has happened in the past. Understanding of what has happened would be a lot more meaningful. Senior students deserve to have a choice and freedom to choose what subjects they want to learn. Forcing a student to learn a subject will not mean they will bond with it and enjoy it. It will lead to resistance and they will not have a genuine interest in the subject at hand. Due to everyone having diverse interests, not everyone would enjoy learning about Aboriginal studies. Plus, introducing a new mandatory subject will waste a lot of time and resources if there is no genuine interest. Many more teachers will need to be hired, and not everyone is an expert in Aboriginal studies. Next, more money will need to be spent on different materials and learning materials and other resources. Furthermore, if an individual is forced to learn a subject they don't like, they'll start to get disengaged in the subject and hate it. Then in the end, they'll just tune out and not learn anything useful at all. And we would have wasted lots of time, money, and resources for nothing. And who wants that? Senior students already have quite a bit of schoolwork to do as they are studying for exams. Adding another compulsory subject will take time away from studying the subjects they want to learn to get jobs they want. Aboriginal studies are only needed in some jobs, and it is not worth making it a compulsory subject. However, it can still be a subject that people can choose. Moreover, some degree of Aboriginal studies are already taught in other subjects, such as humanities. These subjects are also taught in earlier years, so senior students would already know a bit about Aboriginal culture and history. Introducing Aboriginal studies as a whole new subject would be ineffective and not needed. Thank you.
30 seconds. Thank you, Joshua. Well done. Right, we've got our last two speakers coming up, the final speakers in each team. So we're going to call on Preston team affirmative. Murphy, if you can bring your team home, please.
Good morning, adjudicators, audience, and opposition. I am the third speaker of the negative team for the topic Aboriginal studies should be compulsory for all senior students. Before I move on to my conclusion, I would like to rebut the opposition's evident flaws in their statements and arguments. Your first speaker stated that having freedom in what they learn is what should happen. If they don't want to learn something, it is boring and they will start to hate it and disengage with the topic. But can this be said with other subjects as well? Take maths, for example. There are many students who do not like learning the particular subject, but are still obligated to learn it as it is a great tool in their day-to-day lives. Also, it is an elective in most schools, so we should keep it so. This is a false statement because just because something has been as it is, that doesn't mean it's not able to be changed. Changing and adding Aboriginal studies into the Australian curriculum can help everyone. And as my first and second speakers have already explained why, it's clear that that is what should happen. Your speakers also stated that VCEs are very important. I'd like to argue that this so is our culture. VCs decide on our future, but our culture is everything, past, present, and future, our connections to our land and everyone around us. For your second speaker, you stated that compulsory subjects are not as making Aboriginal studies a compulsory subject is not effective, and there are better ways to do it, such as integrating Aboriginal studies into subjects such as history. It is practically impossible to cram over 60,000 years of our rich cultural history in just a few lessons here and there. What about those important sections in our nation's history that we may miss out just by having a lesson here and there, maybe every month or so? We're going to miss out on so much. Also, you stated that not everyone is an expert in Aboriginal studies. Isn't that what we're aiming to change? We are living on Australian land. This is using ignorance as an excuse to avoid learning what we should. And a whole new subject takes away time, apparently. But it takes away too much time for studying. But as our model states, we should include Aboriginal studies as a subject every fortnight for students in year 11s and 12. In conclusion, Aboriginal studies should clearly be mandatory for all senior students as it aids in shaping our understanding of our culture and our history, helps us make educated decisions when there are elections and referendums, and it is a way to reconciliate and repatriate with our past. Older students are also more emotionally mature, meaning they are capable of understanding and are able to breach these topics. So let us step forward as a nation and make better decisions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Murphy. And now our final speaker in this round is Charles. Charles, are you ready?
Yes. Thank you and good morning. Thank you and good morning, Chairperson, adjudicators, and audience. I would like to begin by challenging the points made by the affirmative team. To begin with, adding a mandatory subject into the curriculum would add hate. However, adding a free festival like a smoking ceremony that's public for everyone to enjoy would not. Also, if we add a new subject, it would add hate and more stress into the society that is already there. For example, there's VCE in the classroom and everything, and it will cause much more stress than already needed. Now to my speech. In conclusion, Bayside Negative team argue that Aboriginal studies should not be a compulsory subject for all senior students. We emphasize the potential curriculum overload that can result from such a mandate and increased stress and fatigue among students. We also highlighted the importance of allowing students to have the freedom to choose a subject rather than forcing them to learn something that they don't want to learn. This is a democratic country, and we should allow the students to choose what they want to learn and what they believe is useful in the future, not what we want them to learn. We also said that by allowing them to choose what they learn, we can maintain flexibility in the curriculum and ensure the students have an opportunity to engage with Aboriginal studies if they wish to, not forcing them and causing them to hate the subject which would not impose additional burdens on their academic journey. This approach promotes a more balanced and adaptable education system that respects the unique needs and aspirations of each student. This would be the ideal way to teach Aboriginal studies, not by forcing them, but by allowing them to have a chance to choose it and have a chance to give them more recommended subjects like maths. So even if they don't find it useful, we can incorporate them in humanities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charles. That's spot on time. Thank you. And very well done to the two teams. Dylan, as the coach, well done to your Preston team. Adam, as the Bayside team, well done, guys. That was fantastic. This was one of those rounds, again, where I'm glad I'm not an adjudicator. Adjudicators, good luck with deciding who's the best team here. Again, to the audience, we're going to spend 5 minutes. The adjudicators are going to spend about 5 minutes just working out the winning team here and the winning debaters. And after this round 5 is going to be a teacher's exhibition debate. Don't miss that. And I would like to hand over back to Kevin.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for both the Bayside teams and Preston teams. What a nice virtual background. Very, very passionate and very, very good. I would like to thank you for the backup speaker, who is the Alia from Preston and Roy from Bayside team. So now it is time for all the audience participation. Your voices count. Let me bring up the poll. Yes, the number 5th poll. Okay, the poll is up. 4 questions, 30 seconds to go. So this is a round 5th. The next round is a wonderful teacher debate showcase. And after that, we will have a dialogue session with the guest speakers. So please stay to the end. So now, thank you very much for your contribution. So I encourage everyone to contribute to the vote, please. So the last 10 seconds to go. Okay, please. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, last 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. All right, so now the educator, thanks to the educator is still very busy to decide who is the winner. So we use this time to set up the stage. So now I would like to invite all the round 5 teams back to the audience seat. So when you back to the audience seat, please stay online. Michael will come back to give the comments later. So thank you again. So now I will invite all the round 5 teams back to the audience seat. I can see everyone's still quite so happy. So please stay online. We are waiting for our educators back. So in the meantime, I would like to set up the stage for the teacher debate. I would like to invite the teachers teams on the stage. They are Nicole, Haley, Mark, Amy, our coach Ellen, and our coach Jordan. Mark, you swap so quickly. All right.
I just can't change my name, Kevin. I just need to put.
Okay, no worry. I change your name. Or maybe for you.
Thanks.
Yes. So, Nicole and Amy, welcome to joining. Well, okay. Amy, will you mind turn on your video?
Yeah.
Very good, Amy. If you can, put the virtual background on.
Yeah, just give me a second.
No worries. All right. Okay, since Michael is here, so maybe I invite Michael to give the comments on the 5th team's fifth round debate first. And for the teachers, you can mute yourself and turn off your video for the time being. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
Michael.
you very much, Kevin. What a great day. We've seen some wonderful work today. So for the last debate, the last student debate that is, we'll look firstly at the first speaker for the affirmative. Joy, we thought you were confident and articulate and that you had a very solid argument. Just keep working on your timing and your intonation, but very, very strong arguing there, Joy. Congratulations. First speaker for the negative. Ray, you were very, very confident, very, very authoritative, and you had a really lovely intonation in your voice. We thought you attacked the subject in a very clever manner. Congratulations. Annie, the second speaker for the affirmative. We thought you were very, very well spoken. Some good strategies. We thought you had a very measured pace. We felt some of your arguments limited the scope of some of your points maybe limited the scope of your debate somewhat, but otherwise we thought you were a very, very good speaker. Joshua, we felt that Joshua was the second speaker of the negative. We thought that you were very, very coherent, very strategic. We think you navigated a challenging argument very, very well. We just encourage you to bear in mind that you're not reading a script, to really come off and speak to your audience. Okay, that's an ongoing skill that most of us have to learn. Mofi, the third speaker for, third speaker for the affirmative. We thought you were very, very passionate, that used emotive language very, very well. We encourage you to keep working on your pace so that your timing is really strong. But we thought you had a really, really sound rebuttal. Congratulations, Mofi, that was great. Charles, the third speaker for the negative, we thought you had some very, very clever arguments. We just want to encourage you to keep developing your pace as your rhythm was a little stop-start. But overall, the winner is Bayside. Congratulations, Bayside. We'd like to award the best speaker for the affirmative to Mofi. And congratulations, Mofi. And the best speaker for the negative is Ray. Congratulations, Ray. Well done. And now for some blood sport with the staff debate. Looking forward to this.
Thank you, Michael. All right. We're all looking forward to the teachers' debate now. Welcome for all the teachers. Will you mind turn on your video? And then we just very quickly do a audio check. We just very quickly do an audio check. Okay, so now affirmative teams, Nicole.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, very well, very well. If you can push your computer a little bit further, then I can see your whole body. Yes, that was better. Yes.
And the background.
Yes, the background is very nice. All right, Nicole. So I know Heidi is coming up. She just finished her class, and then we're giving her a sec. And then our MC Mark. How are you, Mark?
How are you, Kevin? Good afternoon.
You are genius. You is so good. All right. So now coming to our negative teams, Amy.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well. And now, and then our coach, Ellen.
Yes, let's do this.
Yes, you play 3 roles today. And then the 2 teams for coach and 1 as a debaters. Now it's Jordan.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you well. Okay, so now let me see. All right, so let's, I would like to say thank you, everyone. All right, I do looking forward to that. So the most fascinating match has arrived, teacher debate showcase. So I would like to remind all the debaters, you have a 3.5 minutes, which including the rebuttal times. When 3 minutes arrive, I will give the first reminder, and then when 10 seconds to go, actually, I will give the second reminders. Okay, so and also that is for today. Actually, the topic, your debating topic, is the young people today are experiencing a lack of direction in their lives. So now, let's formally kick it off. So I would like to invite the first debater from the affirmative team, who is Nicole. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Go for it.
Thank you. Alrighty, well, hello, esteemed adjudicator, audience, and fellow debaters. Today we are here to address the crucial issue of young people experiencing a lack of direction in their lives. Now, the dictionary defines direction as being supervision of action, guidance. Therefore, a lack of direction is a lack of guidance and supervision. A lack of the ability to make decisions, good decisions. Now, picture this. You're standing in front of a buffet with a growling stomach and no idea what to choose. The selection is endless and the delicious aroma is hypnotizing. What to choose? It's overwhelming, to say the least. It's like living in this choice-saturated society where young people are bombarded with endless options spread out before them. But fear not, we have a solution. The affirmative team is here to help us all navigate our way through this choice-saturated jungle. Firstly, let's acknowledge that young people today have more choices than ever before. Now, the negative team might try to tell you today that a lack of direction isn't so bad. It's in fact freedom of choice. Now, while freedom of choice is certainly a privilege, let's be clear that sooner or later, direction is going to be needed to actually make a choice. In fact, some random famous person once said, no decision is still a choice. From career paths to relationships, the options seem endless. It's like trying to decide what to watch on Netflix. It takes longer to choose than to actually watch the show. That's probably where binge watching comes in, right? Secondly, let's talk about FOMO, the fear of missing out. In this age of social media, young people are constantly bombarded with images of their peers living their best lives. That FOMO oftentimes leads to overwhelm, indecision, and the inability to make decisions. A lack of direction. It's like watching a highlight reel of everyone else's adventures while sitting on the couch in your PJs and Ugg boots. No judgments. Lastly, let's not forget the pressure to make the right choices. We're told that every single decision we make will shape our future. It's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. But hey, life isn't a puzzle to be solved perfectly. It's more like a game of Twister. It's a little messy, a little chaotic, but oh so much fun. Let's be clear though, that young people need proper, wise guidance, supervision, and support to navigate through this puzzle. So, in conclusion, young people may be experiencing a lack of direction in this choice-saturated society, but with a sense of adventure, a sprinkle of humour, wise guidance and support, we can navigate through this maze of options. So let's embrace the buffet of choices, laugh at the FOMO, and remember that life is more like a game of Twister than a perfectly solved Rubik's Cube. Thank you.
Whoa, thank you very much. Thank you, Nicole. All right, so now I would like to invite the first debater from our negative teams, who are Amy.
Yeah. All right. Good morning, adjudicator, the opposing team, and the members of audience. So as our first speaker mentioned, that the topic is the young people today are experiencing a lack of direction in their lives. We as a negative team strongly disagree with this statement, and we agree with the affirmative team's definition. So before I begin, allow me to rebut some of the arguments presented by the affirmative team. So to begin with, they said that the young people today are having more choices than they need, causing them to be overwhelmed by their choices. This is true, but I believe that more choices provide young people with more opportunities and more new possibilities they can try out, and I don't see that's necessarily a bad thing. And the second point they point out is that they are often stressed that they have to make the so-called right decision. This is true that they might be peer pressured or pressured by their family or close ones, but we have to remember that right decision is not an objective view. A right decision can be subjective, and young people especially, have to stay true to themselves and remember what is the best for them. So I'll move on with my arguments. While some may assume that young people today do not have certainty in their lives due to various reasons, however, I am here to tell you that this is not the case. The adolescents and teenagers are developing their own senses of the world through education and entrepreneurship. One of the most significant indicators of young people's direction in their lives that they have is their approach to education and career goals. They are making informed decisions about their academic pursuits and career paths, reflecting a strong sense of direction and purpose. The number of students pursuing a higher education has increased vastly over the last 20 years. In the year 2000, the number of university students are about 6,905,000, whereas in 2021, the number increased to about 1.4 million, which is about double the amount. In addition, young people are choosing their areas of study carefully with planning. From high school, students are deciding which subject they should take to enter university, taking their passion, abilities, and outlook to the future into consideration. After that, they choose their university majors and courses, aligning their academic interests with their long-term career goals, ensuring that their educational journey is purposeful. Apart from going to higher education, young people are also taking routes to achieve their goals. For those who do not find study as their strength, they decide to participate in workforces and actively engage in entrepreneurship and innovation. In this day and age, social media plays a significant role in people's lives, and this provides a suitable platform for young people to express their ideas and turn those ideas into thriving businesses. Believe it or not, some of the most successful key opinion leaders on social media platforms, such as TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram, are teenagers. For example, Charlie D'Amelio and Emma Chamberlain. Young people like them use the tools they have to prepare themselves for their goals and ambitions. Just because they are not following the traditional path to success doesn't mean they are losing their sense of direction. We must embrace that the definition of success today is different from what we have 20 years ago. It's not just becoming a billionaire, a doctor, or a lawyer.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Amy. Time up. All right. Thank you, Amy. So now I would like to call on the second debater from the affirmative teams, who are Heidi. Heidi just finished her class, but I can see her here. So Heidi, you might say hello to everyone and formally kick off your speech.
Hi, everyone, and thanks to the adjudicator, the hosts, the opposition, and the audience of this debate. My name's Heidi, and I'll be second speaker for the affirmative team. And yes, we do strongly agree with the statement that young people today are experiencing a lack of direction in their lives. So I would just like to quickly rebut the opposition's argument that they said. So the first speaker of the negative team said that there are many opportunities open to young people, and that's a good thing. Yes, we definitely do agree that that's a great thing to have so many opportunities, but increased possibilities means an increased chance of not knowing which way to be directed. And that's what we're arguing today, that they do not have enough direction for this increase of possibilities. I also disagree with the statement that the majority of young people in Australia, especially university students, have everything figured out in terms of what courses they want to do and what job they want to get at the end of that. I personally know a lot of university students, and I feel like a lot of them don't have everything figured out. They don't really know what graduate job they want to have, and they frequently switch university courses trying to figure out their goal in life. So I don't think that is a good representation of young people being directed today. Okay, so I'd like to move on to my arguments. My first argument is that because there's a bigger commercial market for services that provide direction today, which are addressed at young people, this proves that young people feel automatically without it. So paid services that are based upon young people seeking guidance in life include life coaching, self-help books, and self-improvement courses. I'm sure we've all heard of at least one of these modern services. And if we think back to the past, they never existed beforehand. So, for example, the ICF, which is a global community that monitors the coaching sector, estimates there are over 1,657 life coaches in Australia, and over 50% of these clients are young people. Other avenues, as I said, motivational courses, self-help books, and the fact stands that there is a commercial market that never used to exist before, showing that people feel without direction. We believe that once we address this demand for direction, we can satisfy it in the most efficient and ethical way possible. Young people should not have to pay exorbitant amounts for direction. It should be provided as a part of the education system. So teaching EQ as well as IQ could be a great way to give children direction as part of education. Moving on to my second argument. So mental health issues in young people is currently an epidemic that's blocking their sense of direction in life. So poor mental health in young people is at an all-time high. As stated by the Australian Government's Health Direct website, the biggest danger affecting young Australians is unfortunately lacking mental health, which has risen in numbers by 60% since 2011. So how do we resolve this? UNICEF says it's a responsibility shared by the health system, the education system, and the home in order to have support for mental health. So in conclusion, we, the affirmative team, believe it's incredibly clear that yes, young people do face direction, a lack of direction. And then this is evidenced in the rise of the commercial market and also a direction that is stagnated by mental illness.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you, Heidi. Yes, our teacher is the all transformer. We from finish the teaching role, become a debaters. And then the Mark finished the MC role, become the debaters. Now, okay, I would like to invite the second speaker of our negative teams, Ellen. Okay. You ready to go?
Thank you very much, Kevin. Now, I want to start off by saying that I'm not going to answer the question, and I'm going to explain why in a couple of seconds. But, you know, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, this is a teacher showcase. If you want good debating, go to the other guys. I'm not here for that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this opportunity to do something that I've always wanted to do, which is to roast old people. And not only am I going to roast old people, I'm going to get paid to do it. That is a win-win in my book, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what am I actually going to talk about? Let's get to the point. The other day, I was at a library and I borrowed this book here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's called The Art of War by Sun Tzu. You might have heard of it. And here on page 6 million, it says here that the best defense is a good offense. So that's what we are going to do, ladies and gentlemen, today. We are going to flip the script. We're going to pick on the old people for a change, and we're going to give them a taste of their own medicine. Okay? Now, old people. We're going to do a bit of a thought experiment here. Okay? When you die, which will be, before me, and you go before God and stand at the pearly gates, and he looks you in the eye and he asks you, what was your direction in life? What will you actually say? Forget what you want young people to say. What will you yourself personally say to that? It's not so easy now, is it? Now, I know that one of the first things that they came out with, the affirmative side came out and saying is, this is a hard question. We actually agree on that. And it's good that we agree on that. But the problem is, you're expecting people with less life experience, less education, and less time on this planet to even be capable of making up an answer in the first place. Like seriously, is that really how you're going to play it? Okay. So, if old people don't know the answer, and if young people aren't even capable of coming up with an answer in the first place, I've got to ask, what's the point in having this debate in the first place? Like, seriously, who does calling out young people actually help? Now, to those people who honestly believe in the other side, with all due respect, once again, I just have to ask you, why? Why are you on this, this crusade to crush and invalidate the obvious progress of the next generation that my first speaker talked about? Right? And even if you say no with good intentions, as the affirmative team is coming from, just remember, young people, they're not even capable of coming up with an answer to this question in the first place. Now, once again, if you've been paying attention, I haven't actually answered the question, but given it's going to be a draw anyway, right? In all seriousness, I have been a bit unfair to the other side, right? And to those people, I know I've made fun of you, I've criticized you, I've called you out in public. I'm probably going to be sitting alone at lunch now. But those emotions that you felt, right? Hopefully you realize that's what every kid on this side of the debate is feeling, right? And so the next time you catch yourself saying old people or young people, remember at the end of the day that the key word is people. Once you realize that, it is then and only then do you finally take the first step to realizing who you really are. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you very much. You won't sit by yourself for the lunch times, I'm sure. All right. Now, I would like to invite our affirmative teams, the third and the final debater for actually is Mark Davison. Mark, your turn.
Thank you very much. And just to answer, Alan, I'm going to give you an answer to the question that you just posed to us. So wait, it's coming. Good afternoon, adjudicators, audience, worthy opponents, and great fellow team members. Firstly, in relation to the question of whether young people today are experiencing a lack of direction in their lives or not, my amazing team made mention of a fact that there is no doubt that direction providing services are more numerous today than they've ever been before. Now, I actually this morning went onto the website JORA, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's an employment website. there are 1,583 jobs being advertised today for child and school psychologists. Now, those jobs are not worldwide jobs. They're not even Australia-wide jobs. They are Melbourne and surrounding area jobs that have been advertised for people to direct young people. Now, this statistic is amazing because I just want you to imagine that if that's the number of people that are employed to direct young people, then that shows me there's a lack of direction in young people today. And those people are being paid for what they are doing. There are many young people out there who cannot afford this. So that just tells me that there's an unbelievable amount of young people or a number of young people who are lacking direction. They're looking for direction. So the question that needs to be asked is, why are there so many young people wandering around aimlessly? Why do our young people need to pay for advice that is not always solid? The obvious answer is that there aren't enough role models. And that's where the old people come in, who are willing to step up and speak into the lives of our wandering youth. I'm certainly not a qualified health practitioner, but I don't need to be for me to give direction to young people who need it. Just this past week, I met with at least 5 young people. I had a coffee with them and I just chatted to them, and they asked me questions because they're struggling with directions in their life. So the opposing team argued that there are more than enough people providing more than enough guidance and direction to the next generation, especially when it comes to career. I just want to say that, as Jan said in her speech, life isn't only about academics and money and social well-being. Direction is more important when it comes to SQ, because only when we have sustainable happiness and life value do we have true direction. To add to that, there may be many people giving our young people direction, but when they do that for monetary compensation, we need to question their motive. Years ago, society convinced young people that slavery was good. They convinced them that apartheid was good. So obviously that wasn't good direction. But what would be the best solution for the lack of direction that our young people are facing or experiencing is if every adult who has the best interest of our young people at heart would put their hand up and say, it's time for me to do something. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mark. Wow, I like your passion very much. All right, so now we call the negative team, the third speakers, Jordan. Jordan.
Hello, yes, that's me.
Yes.
All right, hello everyone. Good to see everyone here. I just want to thank everyone for watching and having a good time. And yeah, let's just address some of the points made by the opposition affirmative team. One of the main arguments that you guys said is that, you know, there's all these new services out here that is helping young people find a direction in their life. But let's think about it for a second, right? You said that the people using these services are the people who really need this service, the people who lost direction in their life. But is that really the case, right? Think about tuition services like we have here. Are the people going to tuition really the people who struggle in school and need additional help? Let's be honest here. The people who go to these and use these, you know, services that help find direction in their life, they already know what they want to do, but they want to optimize every little bit of it. And let's be honest here, everyone wants to get better. And when there's money to be made, that there's money to be made, okay? Look, we binge Netflix shows all the time, and that is what we want to watch. We end up watching the whole thing through. We found our direction in life, even if it was by random chance. And let's be honest here, universities nowadays have given students better than ever a direction of how they go. And look, being a once uni student myself, right, I can tell you firsthand that I definitely have a very purposeful and directionful life. Absolutely, right? And look, our debaters are amazing, and we now clearer than ever have a pathway built by educational systems through the hundreds of years of combined experience of academics and professionals alike. This system has been set up to funnel through masses of young people, right, to the perfect destination, to become the most direction people of their age, okay? A course for anything to be taught by the best, like the old folks, okay? Anything any young person wants to accomplish can be done as long as they continue down the pathway to their destination, focusing, binging, and succeeding. With the introduction of social media and the most comprehensive free resource bank, YouTube, anyone can find their passion and pursue a life within any niche and become successful. Young people no longer need to rely on the nepotism or forced to pursue one of the three options presented by their parents to feel like their direction is restored in their life. And look, I also want to conduct an experiment, a thought experiment, you might say. I want all of you old folks, maybe everyone, to share with me one of my biggest fears in life. Okay. Similarly, imagine you standing there in a long line waiting outside the pearly gates to enter heaven. And he finally gets to you and you come face to face with God himself. He says, congratulations, you've made it to heaven. How do you feel? And you remember right now, you are the person who did not believe in the sheer grit of younger generations to find and build their lives to become happy and prosperous. Someone who condemned the young people to a life of misery due to their lack of willpower and to push through adversity to arrive at their destination in life. God says on this paper, it says everything about you because, God knows all. Multi-millionaire, successful biologists that help find cure for cancer, save lives for millions of children by allowing them to explore and firm their life purpose. All of these amazing things, but then you look at God and say, well, the name's right, but that's not me. But what happens is that God says, this is you. This is the life you could have lived only if you believed in the young people and that they were able to find the direction and purpose in their life.
Thank you.
This is the life that you were supposed to live, but you didn't try.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you. Thank you, all the teachers. Okay, well done. Well done. Okay, all the teachers, today we witnessed an outstanding debating on the topics. Both our affirmative and the negative teams have delivered comparing arguments, showcase their exceptional research and their eloquency. It is evident that this topic strikes that is at the heart of the contemporary challenge facing our youngs. The affirmative team effectively highlight the complexity young people facing in the negative thing and ever-changing words. And the negative teams appeared the pointing out the resilience and adaptability that the many young individuals displayed. All right, so our young generation is indeed at the crossroads, seeking their path in the rapid evolving society. Today's debate has offered us a valuable insight and perspectives on these multi-phase issues. Thank you, Michael. Actually, I'm calling Michael back and then our educator back, and then to give some comments to this teacher teams debating. Okay, seems like Michael still need a bit more of time. So we are waiting on Michael back so to give some comments. Okay, so maybe in the meantime, I invite all okay, Michael is here. All right, so since Michael is here, I hand over back to you, and then you can give some comments to the teachers' debate.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Look, Australia has some very, very ugly, well, Australian culture has some very ugly qualities, as we have some wonderful qualities as well, but we have some very ugly ones, such as ignorance of our First Nations people, a tendency to drink too much alcohol, and most importantly, the tall poppy syndrome. However, today we're going to embrace the tall poppy syndrome because these teachers here are so remarkably tall poppies, I've got to say. First, speaking of the affirmative, Nicole, I would like to really roast you, but last week you gave me a block of chocolate, Lindt mint chocolate, and it was delicious, and it was purely a bribe, wasn't it? I think we'll be quite upfront here and just say it was a bribe. So I'm going to say, Nicole, that you spoke like a combination of Barack Obama and Eleanor Roosevelt, and that you looked like a movie star. Congratulations, Nicole. Amy, the first speaker for the negative. Amy, I don't know you as well as I know Nicole, so I don't feel so confident in roasting you. And I just want to say congratulations on some fierce debating. and some powerful arguments. I was actually, to be honest, I must admit, I was genuinely fascinated by your content and all those remarkable statistics you gave. Lovely. Thank you so much, Amy. Heidi, firstly, congratulations for being able to speak after teaching a QS class, because I need some form of medication after most of my QS classes. I don't think I'd be able to speak so coherently. That was wonderful. Again, you had some fascinating arguments, and I was a little terrified by the number of life coaches that you mentioned. That was kind of scary, I've got to say. Alan. Oh, Alan, I felt so excluded. I kind of felt that, you know, you pitched it to a whole different demographic. You see, I couldn't relate to your question because I just don't identify as old, and I certainly don't plan on dying before you. And I know where you teach, so I'll make sure that doesn't happen. Mark, I've got my world clock here, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's 4:33 a.m. in Johannesburg. So a remarkable achievement. The fact that you're even conscious is remarkable. Thought you had some fascinating arguments there. Jordan, always love watching Jordan's combative style. What a speaker. What passion, what creativity. Is it true that you're pretty mean on a karaoke machine?
No, yeah.
No, I hear you're pretty mean on a karaoke machine. We'll just leave that. Congratulations, guys. I wanted to give, Ms. Chen and I talked about who it should go to. I wanted to give it to the affirmative simply because of Nicole's bribe. But Ms. Chen believes that our teachers have such frail and fragile egos that we need to draw it, as Alan said. Let's draw it. Thank you so much, everyone. Beautiful work today.
Thank you very much, Drawing. Thank you, Michael. Thank you both. Actually, both affirmative team and the negative teams. You do a great job. You did a great job. All right, so now the next step is a dialogue with the excellent students, debaters of a previously competition. So now I would like to invite all the teachers, debaters, actually back to the audience seat. You did a great job. All right.
Thank you, great job. And a great fun as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, so now I would like to invite our guest speakers, Andrea, actually, Andrea and Kerming. Actually, is Andrea from Caulfield campus and Kerming from Yarrawari campus. I would like to invite both of you to raise your hand, and I'm going to bring up you to the stage. Ariana, okay. Will you might turn on your video? And Kerming, will you might turn on your video? Kerming, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Ariana, yes. Ariana, yes, I can see you back very well. I can see you back very well. Okay, so now I would like to, yes, Ariana, will you mind say something? I just test your audio.
Hello.
Yes, very good, very good. All right, so let's have some dialogue. And then I know you did a great job actually in the previously final debate. All right, so may I ask you some question? Okay, both Kerming and Ariana. So, well, the first question is, what lessons did you learn about yourself as a result of formally participating in the inter-school debate, QS in the school debate previously? Kerming, will you mind start first?
Yeah, sure. Well, I was the third speaker for my team at Yarra Valley last year. And after participating in last year's debate, I discovered a newfound interest in public speaking. I figured out it was a really good way to express my ideas and opinions confidently and effectively. And obviously, I learned a lot about debating throughout the process of last year, and I gained valuable knowledge about various aspects, such as preparing the arguments, countering the opposing arguments, and maintaining confidence. This experience has really been very well for me, and it helped me develop my communication skills and confidence to speak up and express myself, you know.
Thank you, Kaming. Okay, Ariana, what's your experience?
I learned a lot of lessons about confidence and public speaking and how to really like present myself. The competition definitely improved my like speaking skills and also the way that I like formulated my arguments in like a rational, logical, and like easy to present way, which I really noticed actually carried into my everyday life and the way I talk and speak and like communicate with people.
Thank you. All right. The second question will be, how do you think the preparation in the school competition, the debate competition, has helped you in your day school study? How coming?
Well, participating in the inter-school debate last year, it definitely helped me with my essay writing skills and persuasive writing skills. The challenging process of like writing really good arguments in short amount of time was like really hard, but over, you know, the course of last year, I got better, and now I'd say I'm pretty good at writing essays.
Writing essay, wow, good. Ariana?
Since the competition, I have definitely become more confident in like number one, my public speaking skills, which is great for a lot of subjects because in a lot of them you have to like give speeches as an assessment task or like write speeches, and also persuasive writing, definitely. Just the simple act of being able to find reliable evidence from good sources and just having that kind of knowledge and experience to fall back on when writing persuasive essays is really important in like a lot of fields, because even in like science and math-based subjects, you still need to find reasoning for your answers and kind of prove that what you're saying is correct. So it's really, yeah, great.
The reasoning is right, very important. And then the writing, the preparation, helping you with the logical thinking. Very good. Okay, the third question is how has your previously debate experience actually and other QS school class help you in your day school study?
Well, I've attended like many coaching schools in the past, and well, QS is undoubtedly one of the best ones I've gone through. It's like it gives you lots of resources, and you got like online classes, you got your own books, and it's got like all these small fun competitions here and there to like add fun to your learning and also push forward your communication and, you know, confidence skills.
Thank you, Coming. Thank you, Coming. Yes. All right, Ariana, what's your response? Yeah.
It helped me build a better understanding of quite a lot of subjects, ranging from like science to like just general knowledge to like math and English. And also it like expanded my general base of knowledge. So I have like a lot of skills and stuff to fall back on and really just have like in an arsenal that I can like use. It also improved like my security and my own knowledge, like how I'm like sure of what I'm saying is correct because it's been proved through the lessons I've learned here and my confidence in my skills.
Thank you, Ariana. So, all right, the following question that we will be, you know, that actually for this year's, our logo is eliminating your inner power. What's your insight of this logo coming?
Well, my take of the theme, illuminating your inner power, I think it encourages us to like develop self-confidence and embrace resilience and personal development to like find our inner capabilities. And we can like we all have inner powers, but we need to illuminate them. So we have to like step up and ignite them, be brave and try new things like participating and debating like many students did today.
Thank you very much, Cummings. Ariana?
I think it really like showcases QS itself in how it's able to take every student's individual powers, every student's individual talents, and illuminate them in so many different ways. So that not only the student discovers their own skills and hones them, but it also showcases it to the public and, you know, competitions and their teachers, and that's the greater world, basically.
Thank you very much. Talking about be brave, actually bringing every student's power. Thank you. All right, our last question. What advice will you give to the younger students that are watching today, or maybe they will watch later in the YouTube again? So any final insight of the wisdom that you would like to share?
Well, some advice I'd like to give to younger students is that they should definitely 100% participate in the debating competition, because it's like a good way to step up and get out of your comfort zone. And also the debaters today have truly shown an impressive amount of high-level public speaking, and I hope the younger students are able to observe and take this in. Yeah, expressing your views effectively is a crucial skill that will serve you well in all areas of life. In the end, I believe everyone should push themselves forward out of their comfort zones and try new things, just like our debaters did today. You never know, you may as well, you might just illuminate your inner power.
Well, Kerming, thank you. Actually, when you push yourself out of the comfortable zone, you are definitely eliminating your inner power. All right, Adriana?
Basically just pursue your passions and your talents. Try your best to just kind of try everything from debating to every competition and every experience you can get, because through that you can always keep in mind what you want to do and what you're good at, and really learn to understand yourself and your own talents. Such as in this debating competition, someone could learn that they're really great at public speaking, or really great at coming up with arguments on the spot. And so basically just find what you're interested in, find what you're good at, and chase that with all of the effort you can, because that will just achieve the best results.
Thank you very much, Arenina. I like your passion very much, actually. Thank you, Kerming. Okay. Thank you, Arenina. Thank you very much. So now we need to move to the next step now. Next step will be that we will announce the final, actually the result of this competition. So thank you again, Kerming. Thank you again, Arenina. I would like to invite you back to the audience seat. Okay. Yep. So let me put you back to the audience seat. So now I can see our presentation is coming out now. So I would like to formally hand over back to our principal, Yan. Okay, Yan, would you mind do the announcement?
Thank you, Kevin. That's a wonderful event. Okay, we are going to announce the awards. First, you can see we have so many gifts. Yeah, everyone, you can see we have so many gifts. And okay, we go to next page to say who are the winners. So firstly, the best debating team for the silver team will be Essendon team, Knox City team, Box Hill team 2, Monash City team, Preston team, Bayside team. You will receive the gifts and award certificate for the silver debating team. Thank you. And then we go to the gold team. Gold team will be like a Yarra Valley team, Point Cook team, Caulfield team. Wonderful performance. Thank you. And now we are going to announce the platinum team. That will be Box Hill team 1. Congratulations for the amazing performance. Thank you. And we also have the best virtual background designing team. That is the Knox City team and the Preston team. Thank you. And debaters. For each team, we have debaters selected by the adjudicators. Aiden, Grace, Kathleen, Roy, Julia, Aiden, Melania, Yixuan, Ray, and Morphia. Thank you. Next, we have the best debaters selected by the audience. That's Jiaqi, Kylie, Isan, Penny, Neil, Ryan, Cindy, Matthew, Annie, Joshua. Now, the very exciting moment about who is the best debater for this year. Okay, 2023 QS Inter-School Debate Competition. The best debate of the year is Yi Xuan Yong, and the most popular debate of this year is Aiden Nu. Thank you very much. This is a wonderful event. Congratulations for all the teams, all the debaters. You did a wonderful job. Thank you. And we thanks for all the campus, the coaches and the teachers and the students. You participate, shows the great efforts and the input. Thank you. We are so proud of you. So proud for each of you. And also thanks for all the team working behind, all the preparation team and all the MC, all the adjudicators. Great job, great event for this year. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kevin.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Yan. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, and all our guests and all our talent debaters. So we are coming to the end of our events today. Special thank you for two program leader. One is Freda, Emily today's, and also have a coordinators and our marketing teams, our campus office and all the campus. Special thank you for 9 campus leaders support. Yes, we looking forward to see you in next year's, definitely. Okay.
And the special thanks for our adjudicators, then the head adjudicator, Michael Danny, and the MC, Mark, from the South Africa, I think, to the MC this event. And also thanks for Brett. He's sick today, but his commitment to appear for today, for use his expertise. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. I also would like to extend my thank you to Brandon. He's because some family issue, he cannot join in today's. We wish him well and his family well. Okay, so all the best. We're looking forward to see everyone back next year. Okay, see you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.